working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay. What, Lummy?
I actually really think that you're a really good singer.
I do too. Hold on.
I'm being honest.
Honky tonk singer.
Yeah, of course, honky tonk. I think it's hard to tell honestly the difference between you and Oliver.
Oh my God!
I got a text from the Shannon Burke, and he has requested if you could stop singing the song.
Wow! You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Oh, Lummy, this is one of the Watermark Willies. Yeah. Watermark. Couple things. Hello.
I like this song, though.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Myself, Lum. It's pretty much going to be every Thursday. Well, maybe not. This could actually be. I might rethink the Brian the Babyface Matroni in as many Thursdays as he can make. I have a open invitation for him. Based on his availability to come in on Thursdays, but after today's exchange and pleasantries, I don't know, man. He's already running hot, is he not? I mean, yes. Lummy, like I was gonna actually have a private conversation with Babyface today and be like, hey, listen, can you try to, like,
put me over?
Not even put me over, just. Not everything's a counter. Not everything's a toothy ass, smart ass rebuttal. Maybe just agree with us every once in a while, or roll with the punches. Like don't be this moray eel with your mouth and like wide open, just ready to snap on every little opportunity. Let a few opportunities go on by and let us organically get into stuff. And instead, you're always like, just back it down a notch. Like too bad he doesn't get high. Like almost like it's like an uptight guy that you're like, why don't you just get high a little bit?
What snacks did he bring you?
Well, so anyway, moving right along, I'll talk about his snacks because that goes right along with the issue I have with him. But over to Anna,
yes.
In her full JVC gray pull-up. Now, yes. So again, as she's going through pre-hormonal, pre-menopause, because don't forget, yesterday she was on fire. She was like, "Oh my God, can you turn the air down?" Like, by the way. The air is exactly the same as it was yesterday.
No way. I feel totally different.
I'm very regimented on when I get in here, it's 78. I automatically hit it to 77 the minute I sit down and I turn my fan on.
Yeah.
Then at about 5:45, I'll hit 76 because I know you guys are coming. And then it stays at 76 until one of you bitch about it being too hot or cold, and then I make slight adjustments from the 76. That's my thermostat here. Yesterday, again, it's just like clockwork. It's the same way every day. And then yesterday, remember, you're trying to pull off all your clothes. You're like, oh my God, I'm so hot. I cannot get enough clothes off of me. And you had your little raisins kicking and everything, and your delts. And your shoulders, and now today you look like a bag lady. It's like I can't I'm freezing, and I need to put on a sweatshirt. And I'm drinking coffee, and my nose is runny, and oh my God, Anna, it's not us, it's you.
Oh, I never said it wasn't me. I know it is me.
Yeah, it's not
for a few reasons. Usually, when I sleep really poorly, my thermal regulation is all off.
Yeah.
I slept much better. Thanks to some, Cape and Willies.
Right.
And
doesn't matter thanks to anything. You can leave it at I had a better night's sleep.
I had a better night's sleep.
People will think you're an addict like me.
Okay.
So you'd be like, hey, you know what? I got a good night's sleep. You don't have to
trying to be transparent and real for the people that are listening.
Yeah,
that sometimes you need a little help in life.
But I'm trying to
reach out to Big Pharma.
I'm trying to make you a little more, wholesome than you really. The dirty bitch, the dirty drug taking bitch.
I'm a dirty drug taking bitch. Let's be real. Anyways, I feel much better today.
Talk about country songs. That would be a good song. She's a dirty drug taking bitch. By the way, I'm learning Richmond, north of Richmond.
Oh, so nice.
And hold on, Dan bought the mandolin guitar.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yes, he did. You know how
much
Dan
is that?
Probably $1,500.
Dan.
He went. I didn't tell him to. So he went out and bought the mandolin guitar, and he's going to learn the song, and then supposedly him and I are going to do it.
You know, I am more comfortable with him spending $1,500 on an instrument than $65 on like 3 smoothies.
I know.
It was 4 smoothies.
4,
Jeez,
whatever.
Even I was like, Dan, do you know?
What the hell?
So they just look expensive, okay? They taste these smoothies that Dan, brings
They're
in.
big.
They're big. So hold on. Do you know how, Anna, when you taste something, it tastes so good, and you have such a big cup of it, and you just know that you know what things kind of go for. You're thinking this is probably a $9 to $11 concoction. You just know based on some of the smoothie shops and things, a place like that. Now throw a delivery fee on there and
a tip.
And a tip. I'm like, Dan, I don't want to drink a $15 shake.
Just doesn't taste as good anymore.
No, it tastes real good.
It tastes real good.
But it tastes real good. I feel
no,
bad.
when you have to buy it. At least that's how I feel.
No, but see
it's less
that's
enjoyable.
That's how you are. I still feel bad for my boy that's spending too much money on something you love. If somebody spends too much money on you, I feel bad about it.
Well, I mean, it's not like you asked him for it.
I know.
It was a gift.
I have a problem. I don't care how much money I would ever happen to make. I got a problem with $70 worth of shakes for how many? 4 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So anyway, are you hot? You're cold?
I just feel much better today. Much more normal.
You look more rested.
I feel a lot better. Yeah.
Do you like? By the way, do you like to?
Klonopin?
No,
Love
no.
it. Oh, sorry. What?
We found the Keurig upstairs, and the merch crick was like, we should probably keep it down because we don't use it.
Yeah.
Up in the Clem's clubhouse. I'm like, that's where we found it. I'm like, merch crick was like, maybe we should keep it down there for Anna because she likes coffee.
I do.
So do you want us to keep the Keurig here? Like, would you use it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Is that okay?
Yeah, no.
Because I know it's taking up a lot of space.
No. As long as you use it, man.
Let
please.
it be?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We got it. We don't use it.
All right, fantastic.
I mean, you might
so
have to
much.
buy your own cups, or or if you maybe tell me the kind of cups that you want, I can put on the Bubba Army wish list on.
I like hazelnut flavor.
All right, so I'll put that on the wish list.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
See, but if we don't get any, I'm not buying
That's
your
fine.
I'm not buying your K
Nope.
cups. Okay,
Nope.
bitch.
Nope.
All right. So anyway, I'm glad you look well rested.
Thank you.
And I'm glad everything's
Feel
going
much better.
Going great.
Thank you.
Macho, did you spend 3 or 4 hours in the gym yesterday trying to get your left side to catch up with your right side? I don't get texts from Macho very much at all, right?
No.
Like, unless it's really a big problem. And I get a text from Macho last week with a picture of him at the gym. And hold on. And his back is facing me. And he goes, really, really upset about the fact that I've lost a little volume in my left. So, and my right seems to be slow. I was like, okay, great, buddy. More left side willies. Yeah. That's what bugs Macho.
It's like Dan sending you a picture of his Ferrari and being like, I used to have 2 of these. You're like, right, I have none.
Or sending a picture of his Ferrari like dirty. Be like, oh my God, doesn't it
so
suck?
dirty.
I gotta
Your
get it
car's
cleaned.
dirty.
Oh, jeez.
Like, or text, know a good detailer.
Yeah.
Bitch, my 2004 Crown Vic, its paint's flaking off.
You don't have a smart car, right?
My smart car is not. It's pretty dangerous right now. I got to somehow hobble it up to SOS Automotive, Lummy, because I got a bad front end shake.
Oh, no.
I think it might be a tie rod or something. It doesn't feel like a wheel weight or a bent rim. It feels more violent than that. So it could be like maybe an upper control arm or like maybe a something torsion bar, something. I don't know what type of go-kart front end that smart car has. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, over to you, Brian.
Could you even put it on the lift? Sorry, could you even put it on the lift? Your lift.
You know what? I was gonna. No, I can't.
Because it's too small.
He'll just have you and Mini Mach put it in the back of your truck, in the bed of your truck, and drive it up where it needs to go.
True. No, because the pegs for that sit on the frame.
Oh, you got Lummy's attention now.
No, but let me
I knew you were going to say something about that.
The smart car is too low.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's too low. And so you got to you can use it, but that requires you to have to jack up every corner to try to. So at that point, I'm going to take it to
He's
Rick
not that far
to take
away.
it to Rick. I can think if you follow me.
Yeah. That's not a problem.
Boy, that would be. We should almost document that. You following me in my Crown Vic with my smart car. That's my life. I used to have Jaguars, Benzes, and bitches. Now I got a smart car and an '04 Crown Vic
With the paint peeling.
that I'm taking to the automobile shop to get fixed.
And snacks. So what'd you get?
What do you mean? Oh, well, hold on. That's going to lead me to Brian.
Oh.
So Brian's here on Thursdays. He's got and I think he's going to make. I think he's going to make most of them. I was going to take Brian a little aside a little bit today and be like, "Hey, can you back down? Just not put me over, but just be a little cooler, like please." And so before I even have an opportunity to do that, I go, "What's up, Brian?" First of all, I say, "Hey, Lummy." Lummy's like, "Hey, how you doing, Lummy?" And I hear Babyface talking. They're doing some organic talking. This is before the show starts. And then I go, "Hey, Brian," or "Hey, Babyface, what's up?" And he goes,
That's not what happened. You said, "Hey guys, why don't you just save that for the air?
"Okay."
Just stop talking."
Yeah, well, yeah.
That sounds
okay.
more realistic.
Okay,
That's exactly
you're right.
what-
You're right.
Hey Brian, how you
good
doing?
morning.
How you
How's it
doing? Hey, you look really nice today. Oh, is that a new shirt you're wearing? Did you get a fresh haircut?
I heard it the exact same way you said it, Bubba.
Sometimes I embellish. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. So anyway, Brian, they're cross talking.
So nice to him.
They're the Brian and Anna and Lummy. They're talking amongst themselves, and I don't like that right before the show starts because I feel as if organically we need to be talking about it on the air. So whatever you're talking about, stop talking. Let's save it for the show. So I think I did blurt out something like, "Hey, Brian," you could probably do it better than me. I don't quite remember. You seem to remember.
Hey, Babyface, why don't you shut your mouth and save it for the show?
Yeah. And so his response back to me is one that I haven't gotten a lot. And that I even think, so take me as the boss here out of it. Take the fact that we're getting ready to be on my show out of it. And let's just make it me and Brian having lunch at the Brick House. And he comes back with me and says, "Why don't you suck my D?"
I said "sizz my diz" as a joke.
Yeah. So
As I'm standing up to bring you your smacks.
he goes, "Suck my," and then at that point I stood up and I go, "Seriously, as a man, I'm not going to let you talk to me that way. Like as a man, like I will,
I will pummel you.
You don't tell another man that's not like you just don't tell another man to suck my. You just don't do that. You just don't do. That's like something you just don't tell a man. Hey, in a gruffy, combative type way.
A "sizz my diz" is different
suck my-
than what you're saying, though. Again, you're Bubba bellishing.
You didn't say "sizz my diz."
I did say "sizz my
no,
diz."
you did. You said the word.
No, I said "sizz my diz."
No. Okay. Hold on
I
now.
already trust someone's memory.
I
Bubba's.
absolutely said "sizz my diz."
You said "suck my." You did not carny it. You said it.
No, I carnied it.
No, you didn't.
I said "sizz my diz."
Is there any way we have record of this?
I don't think we do.
Oh man, I said "sizz
Lummy,
my
what
diz."
does your recollection have?
Yeah,
Oh Jesus!
My recollection, it was pretty good. I believe what you're saying, Bubba, is true.
Okay.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
Anna,
God.
so Anna doesn't hear
I
it.
didn't hear it.
All right. So I'm ready. Literally, I stand, and when I stand, I think everybody knows that, like, when I stand up,
Oh, it's frightening.
like, I sit down, and it's my little kingdom here. I'm Wizard of Oz. We really, this is what a lot of people don't understand, is that now Anna, Brian, Babyface, Lummy, and then they can even turn their heads to the left and see the guys in engineering, but you literally can all see each other. You guys are shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. Like, you guys are in general proximity of each other. You guys can see each other, but nobody can see me, and I can't see you. So, like, that's kind of the dynamic of the show. That's what I'm a weirdo. I don't know that a lot of radio personalities have to like. That's the way I have to have it. That's been my thing for what? God, Lummy. Back in the Sirius XM configuration, I always had Brent to my far right because that was the only guy I wanted to have eye contact with, but I couldn't see Manson and Spice Boy.
Yeah, you had to stand up.
So I've always had these monitors built around me, and when I stand up, like if somebody ever says something and I stand up, it'd be interesting to see how many times, Lummy, a year I stand up. What would you say, maybe 6 or 7
I was gonna
times
say
a year?
5 or 6 times, if that.
If that. Well, Brian, when he told me as a man in a very combative, puff out your chest way, suck my D,
Oh,
"Sizz my
dear.
diz."
I stood up and said, seriously, bro? Like,
Not cool.
I will kick your ass right now. I went right to the.
I thought you were really going to say my biz. He like jumped up like instantly,
you
like,
should've.
I've been waiting for that opportunity.
Okay. That's not the move.
And you're just
Me.
double down on the
Double
dickness.
down on it.
Man, I'd love just to really, honest to God, you and I.
Do you want me
just,
to choke him out, Bubs?
No, but I'd love to just fight him.
Okay.
Like, I'd love to just be able to grapple with him and just, like,
I'll make you a deal. You get down to my weight class and we'll do it.
Oh,
What a dick.
That was a little funnier.
You make weight and I'm there, buddy.
That was a little funnier.
that was actually a lot funnier.
Okay, great.
And then this is my diss. See, that's the kind of I hate calling it counter programming because I hate that, but that's the kind of schmarmy, comeback that I like, something like that.
A little wittier, not cheap.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah,
I get
a little more. Yeah, exactly. Less.
This is where you make it dig a Dan or something.
More,
I was waiting for that.
more intellect and less cheap. You know what I'm saying?
I gotcha. I can roll with that.
Yeah, can you do that, bud?
I'm like that guy you hate sparring with because he spuds you every time. I don't know how to just roll on the mat and
You're
be
not.
gentle.
You're not spud nothing, and you're not. Like
Not in a sense that I'm knocking you. Whatever. All right, I'm trying to do an analogy.
yeah.
Thought you'd be with me on that one, but no.
I don't even know what you're trying to say. What are you trying to say?
Like, okay, so everybody. So I used to manage the UFC fighter Hector Lombard, right?
Right.
Everybody hated when he came to the gym and he would spar because he did not like when you spar as a fighter, you're not going 100%.
right.
And the problem with him on the mat, he always went 100%.
Yeah, it's like
And-
when you ask someone for a flow roll, and they're like, yeah, let's just flow. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they just start going, full throttle.
Start
and
going Conor
you're not-
McGregor on your
You
ass.
weren't ready for it, and then you get annoyed, and then you never want to roll with them again.
I don't want you to come in like Hector Lombard. I want you to come in as that really good sparring partner that really, really gives me a good look and is really, complimenting my game and my skill through, some of your schmarmy, and just your overall intellect and your snowflake and woke libetard stance on life.
Is this a compliment?
Well, it's what he is. That's
true.
Please, if he's going to sit here and cut on me, I'm going to cut on him. He's not. My Lord, he's the woke.
Yeah, really cut him deep.
Is he not the most of all of our friends? Is he not the most liberal, woke, snowflaked, scared of his own shadow, voted for Joe Biden person that we know?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Okay, so if everybody that comes in on the air, he is the bluest. Would you not
Yes.
agree? Okay.
Yes.
Brian, I think you probably would take that. Would you not? I mean, you're the most liberal, snowflake and woke libetard that we have in here.
Doggy.
Dabba-dee, dabba-die. I'm blue, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
How can you like what has been like what the state of our country is right now?
I
Why do
don't-
you love it so much?
Yeah, Brian.
I mean,
Why is it all your fault?
Yeah, like
People like you.
are even a person like you who voted for Joe Biden, like, are you disappointed? Like that's actually a pretty good question. Are you disappointed?
So I look at the way things are in the entire world, right? And
But we
vis-a-vis
don't.
the rest of the world, we're not doing that badly. I mean, Canada has their own share of problems. Europe certainly does, especially the UK.
But hold on,
When you look at-
Americans don't think about that.
I understand. It's
We're-
hard to think outside of a very myopic worldview, but when you take the time to do so and compare us to the problems that the rest of the world are facing, which are very similar to the problems that we are facing in this country, how are we dealing with those problems? And our inflation is better than pretty much, I guess, 95% of the countries in the world right now. Could we be doing better? Absolutely. Now, if you ask me how I feel about things socially and politically, I don't think that they're good at all, and that we're heading down a road that I don't like.
and what has caused that? Has it been
People like Brian.
Tribalism,
Oh.
like rampant tribalism, the inability to have a rational conversation with somebody who doesn't see things in the world exactly the way that you do, and immediately go to name calling, like
cancel?
Yeah, or cancel.
I saw an interview with Jennifer Aniston a couple days ago. I deleted it because it's been around long. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'll talk about it now. And by the way, I think it was on, was it Vanity Fair, or she did a very.
This is when she was talking about the salmon sperm facial she was getting.
I think I don't
Or
know.
was it about the Jamie Foxx liking his anti-Semitic?
I don't. Man, you guys are hitting me with. I don't. I know that she talked about the struggles of her parents divorcing early, and she talked about it's tough for her to date people, and then she got into it was the late. She's on the cover of some. I don't know if it's Vanity Fair.
Yeah, she's on Vanity Fair.
Okay, so it's that interview. It's the Vanity Fair interview, and she goes on and says that she's just absolutely disgusted at today's cancel culture and how, like, nobody can mess up. Nobody, it's like instantaneously for everybody. It just instantaneously they want to cancel you. Like, you're done. And it's like, they control you, and you can
digital mining.
Oh my God!
Going back into your Twitter from 12 years ago.
And shadow banning, and just, it's just like, it's just amazing how bad somebody, one person, 4 persons, 15 people, 150 people, however well organized they are, how they can just wreak havoc on businesses and or persons, right? It's ridiculous. And the hit pieces that get hit, they write hit pieces, and it's just, it's a really mean there's no compromise. There's no, I don't like that guy. I'm just going to let him do his own thing. Because, that guy doesn't, that actor doesn't really affect my life at all. Instead, there are people who don't like actors or actresses or radio personalities or whatever, athletes or whatever, and they will literally try to troll you and just destroy your life, whether it's their favorite anchor person that they no longer like, whether it's their favorite radio guy, whether it's their favorite athlete, whether it's their favorite, politician. Man, they will cancel your ass in a minute over the dumbest stuff. I never thought we would be in a world like that. But, we are we not? Are we not just in this absolutely,
cancel culture?
Cancel culture, woke. And it's like people like do woke stuff, I think, now just to get clicks. Like, I almost think woke has turned into, not only is it a little bit of a pussy ass snowflake and lifestyle, but it's also clickbait. Woke equals clickbait. Because when you see on a woke Karen confronts, guy walking his dog in the dog park, don't you always click on it?
Yeah.
Most of the time, especially if there's a video.
Because you're like, did you see the one woman? It was last week, and there was this dude in an electric bike or electric scooter, and it was in Seattle, and he was on the walking path / bicycle path, and this grandma who was walking her dog stopped this guy and said, "You cannot drive your electric scooter. This is for either regular bicycles or for walkers like me. It's you electric scooter guys that are really messing things up." Well, he said, the guy was pretty smart. He's like, well, according to the city council code number 5949er, that was voted in 2014, the Seattle City Council has stated that e-bikes are permitted. Like Brian, he knew the state.
I saw that video.
Yeah,
he faced her,
and she was like accosting him.
Well, and the problem is this: she didn't back down, and this is the problem where we are now as a society. Is even in the face of you being completely wrong. Okay, and insurmountable proof and evidence that you are wrong, people still won't back down. They don't care. Because they will find someone or something who shares their opinion and just hold on to that. There's no concession. There's no, like, that lady just kept going. Well, I still don't think you should be.
Yeah, she's
like
bad.
55, 60.
Yeah.
That stuff happens all the time. You just see it now because everything's filmed. But,
right. But I'm saying, but I think a certain amount of it.
Definitely more polarized than we've ever been.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, though, is clickbait. Is the fact that, I think that was real. But some of it might be even staged for clickbait, right?
Oh, yeah. A lot of these things that you see online, which are designed to get people mad, are exactly that. They're set up clickbait BS.
All right, so
And we keep falling for
So,
it.
Brian, I accept your apology for me telling you this is my diz, or even though you haven't apologized. But
I am sorry for doing that. It was a joke. It may have been a poor joke, but I did it, and I was immediately getting up to give you your snacks.
Okay.
What'd you get? Some jerky?
Yeah, I got beef. He knows I love the beef.
Well,
the beef
I didn't get
jerky.
you the ones that you really like because
I know, but hold on. This Bridgeford Sweet Baby Ray's is new, and I might like that. That's a new deal.
I'll give you something else to try.
Usually we stick with the Jack Links. That's the go-to deal. That's what I really like. But
I got you a Jack's Link steak bites in there. I don't know if I've ever gotten you those before.
Thank you. Those I gotta think those are kind of expensive.
You're worth it,
$6.
Bubba. I don't know. I honestly don't even remember. I went last night because I knew I wouldn't be able to go. You have enough time this morning to get.
You don't have to bring anything.
You say that, but I feel like I do.
Yeah, especially when you say he says my diz.
Yeah, that was a perfect timing on that one.
That was just to get you out of trouble. Like if you wouldn't be a dick during the start of the show, you wouldn't have to bring me nothing.
Well, I'm always going to be a dick, so I'm going to always have to bring snacks.
Here's the deal. I want no more sweets, just like protein stuff
didn't
like
bring
that.
any
I know.
sweets.
That's what I'm telling you. Like I'm trying to really do.
Can I bring you
know.
sweets?
I can't wait for you. I can't wait for our fight when you get down to my weight class.
Yeah. It's just let it go. Okay, it was funny the first time. We don't have to reiterate it.
All right.
You're lucky we don't keep scoring anymore. The great Rhett Marconi went ahead and canceled the scorekeeping on that deal. But
Glad to see who's running the show around here. Stoner Gingers now.
So Anna leads me to you. Then I'm going to be again. Lummy, I think I've been far better on time. Have I not?
Yes, you have.
Oh yes, thank you very much.
Best ever.
Thank you. By the way, tomorrow at 9:30, Tony Mandrich for the last 30 minutes of the show for a special announcement. Tony and I are going to start. I shouldn't even probably tell you the announcement.
I think you already have.
Yeah,
but
well, anyway.
Not everyone heard it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Let Tony tease it.
does Brian know about it? And I wanted to know. Brian's a big time sports guy, and I wonder if Brian. I'd like to get Brian's reaction on what he thinks about the idea, and if he thinks it'll get a good amount of attention.
Are you doing a Packers podcast with Tony Mandrich?
Well, I'm doing but it's specifically past Packers. So it's me and Tony as the hosts, and Tony as a former Packer, and then we're getting on former Packers.
Oh, you're gonna love that.
No, I think, and you know what? So I looked at all the Packer podcasts available, right? Like all the current Packer podcasts, and the Green Bay Packer endorsed, like ran by the Green Bay Packers. Their podcast is the best. They do some pretty big numbers. But other than that, it wasn't really anything impressive. I mean, I know what we do as a podcast at Bubba Radio Network, which, we do about 200,000 downloads a month, which is pretty damn good. We're approaching 6 million. We're making that's enough to make a couple thousand a month on the deal, which is exactly what Lummy, we have like 13 couple $1,000 month stuff.
Yeah.
I used to have one big $1 million contract. Now I got 13 couple $1,000 monthers. That's how that's how we make it. And podcasting, the Bubba Army podcast is one of those couple $1,000. So it's going to be Babyface, me and Tony.
Uh-huh.
And I'll kind of keep the show moving along, but then Tony comes in as a guy that played the game, the guy that played in Green Bay. We're always going to talk about the 800-pound elephant in the room that Tony choked, and that people in Green Bay don't like him. So we're trying to kind of babyface on because Tony wants to in 2 or 3 years or sooner go back to Green Bay. And he gets tons of letters and fans. Green Bay is one of those cities that will forgive you if you were a bust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not every city will forgive you if you were a bust.
Why? Well, why would you hold hate against the guy who just didn't make it?
It's a small town. They gave him a lot of money. He made fun of him.
He called him a village.
The people didn't. I mean, I know they have shares.
Anyway, Tony knows.
but
Tony knows. Like Tony's a former Packer, and so where did they eat, and how was the weight room, and just like and our first guest. Well, I'm not going to tell you. That's what me and Tony will announce tomorrow, but it's going to be former Packers, not anybody that's on the current team. Like it could be everybody, Brian, from Lynn Dickey, the quarterback in the 80s,
to Aaron Rodgers,
to like maybe Mason Crosby, who just left. So that there you go. That's a pretty big spectrum.
Yeah.
From MacArthur Lane, who was a starting fullback in 1972, who I think is still alive. John Brockington died, by the way.
Oh.
That was his running mate from Ohio State. But from MacArthur Lane to Mason Crosby and everybody and so you're gonna have a former Packer, a good host, and then then Tony Mandrich. I think Brian will do well. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea. Have you thought of any names for it yet?
Yeah, it's just called Past Packers Podcast.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Triple P.
we can change it certainly.
No.
What
that
like
one's
right
good.
off the top of your head? Like what do you like?
Stale cheese? No, I'm joking. I don't know. I that's why I was like, it's a hard one to come up with.
Past
a name for it.
Packers.
Past Packers podcast works.
Just Past Packers. Boom, and then you throw the little pod. Past Packers podcast. And I'm going to initially distribute it under the Bubba Army brand on my YouTube and our podcasting lummy till we get some numbers, and then I'll also it'll also have its own spot too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll also put it up on Bubba Army with a link to where we're going to usually host it, but that way you'll get
Get a little more eyes on it.
yeah, get a little more eyes on it. Wait till you hear my Brian. I'm not gonna tell you over the air what our first guest is, but I'm gonna text you right now, and
Okay.
you tell me if you being not that you're a Packer fan, but you're certainly a
You would know if, a good player.
This is our first guest, and that guy's not really talked to the media a lot.
I would love for you guys to get Mike Holmgren.
We might.
That I think he would be a great talk about somebody who doesn't talk in the media and hasn't really been out in the public eye in
Right,
a while.
right.
That's definitely him.
Did you see mine? What I just sent you?
Hold on, I got to pull my phone out. I had it on silent.
Yeah, as
Sorry.
you should. Proper protocol.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's our first guest.
That's a hell of a get.
Yeah, that's our first guest.
That's going to be electric.
So, and Tony played with him.
Nice.
Tony played with him. That guy really, that guy should be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
They keep screwing him every year. He's now eligible as a senior member, but they only put like 2 or 3 of those in. And he was up. In fact, just 4 days ago, they announced the 4 senior members Hall of Fames for next year's Canton NFL Hall of Fame deal. And this guy, our guest, was a finalist and didn't make it.
Oh.
Had he not gotten hurt, he was right there with Jerry Rice.
You're going to give it away,
I know,
man.
pretty-
Slow
Yeah.
your roll, bud.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Speaking of which, I have something important to talk to you about, but I need you to keep a completely open mind. And you need to not take it as punishment, but take it as a reward.
Can I guess?
What?
Does this have to do with you getting floodlights? Never mind. I thought you were going to tell me that there was going to be brighter lights.
Oh,
in
I
here.
already told you that's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. I thought maybe
no,
you'd
no.
forgotten. You're
No.
telling me again. Okay.
No, this is something about,
You
about the
taking away my Friday show
Well, it's along that lines.
forever?
Well, we'll talk about it next, okay? You good?
Now she's
And-
not.
and-
now you
and-
totally
now,
messed
hold
up
on.
her mentals.
What do you think I did that for? Going into words. Now she's got 6 minutes and 7 seconds to struggle with it. 6 minutes and 26 seconds to struggle with it. It's
I'm
down the
fine.
line. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. But not a lot of cross talking during the commercials. I like to keep it a little bit quiet, just because I don't want you're going to start quizzing me. I know you are.
Okay, can I? If you hear me crying, don't get upset though.
No, there's nothing to
That's
cry
being
about.
No, let her
audibly.
cry.
There's
Yeah,
nothing.
let her cry.
Let her
Good
cry.
Let her cry.
If the tears fall down like rain,
Let her go.
let her stay.
Yeah, if you hear me
It
crying, I'm not
eases
talking,
all
it's
the
just-
pain.
She's
Sad
sponsored by
tears.
Hootie the Blowfish.
Let her go.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's not anything. It's like it's nothing to be sad about. It's not a sad thing at all.
In fact, most of the listeners will be
Scout
happy about it.
disagrees.
Most of the
You don't understand a word I'm saying, do you?
Don't work yourself into a Mark Lather. Mark Lather.
Don't talk. You just make it worse. I don't want to cry and wet my pants.
It's not very becoming. Where's that guy with the stick? The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
Let her go, let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up high, let her be, let her be.
Scout's pissed. So bye.
She doesn't like Hootie and the Blowfish.
She doesn't?
No.
Who doesn't like Hootie and the Blowfish? I mean, they're not great, but they're
solid.
They're solid.
Well, she's a fucking dog, Brian. What kind of taste do you expect her to have?
It's like all the hate Nickelback gets. Like, yeah, sure, they're a joke as a band, but they're solid. Like, their songs are solid.
They're fucking millionaires.
Yeah, laughing all the way to the bank.
All we want to be with you.
How much is Chad Kroger worth?
He's got to be worth, what, $25 million?
They're
Yeah,
actually worth
Alexa.
a lot of money.
Hey Alexa, how much is Chad Kroger from Nickelback worth?
Chad Kroger is worth an estimated $80 million US.
The fuck?
$80 million. I'd love to be one of the most hated artists in the world and be worth $80 million.
Yeah, me too. I'm one of the most hated radio guys, and I'm not even worth 80,000.
I got a negative net worth.
I do if you take my tax liabilities.
Ask Alexa how much your net worth is.
She says 4 million. That's how off she is.
Wow. Now I question everything. That's off by like a factor of 22 million.
Not really. If you really, not really. I'm probably worth 4 million bucks.
Yeah?
Maybe.
Maybe? Huh. Sure. Right.
I own a Crown Vic.
But it was really
I know.
nice. Sometimes I fly it. I just take it over mid-flight.
I know, Bubba.
I pretty much am a pilot,
Yeah, Bubba.
except
I
the
know.
taking off and landing part.
I know, Bubba.
Hey Brian.
Yeah.
Really? You need to fucking back it down enough.
There was nothing really offensive there. It was all true.
All these Bubba impersonations.
Oh, sorry. Those bother you?
No.
Okay.
Because they're so accurate.
Really messing with me when you get deep in my inner thoughts. It's like you're inside of me. It's like you're in my head. I feel you mind fucking me.
Oh, don't give yourself that much credit, asshole.
Yeah. Look at that wild monkey on the loose in Orange City terrorizing everybody. Sometimes I wonder.
Find a cool
paper photo.
I want to see what you think of it.
You get so mad at me when I go out with my friends.
I got some new pictures too. Some new ones, don't we?
Yeah, there's
We're up to 34 minutes.
So we're up to 24 minutes?
34 minutes.
Or 34 minutes?
Yeah.
So they repeat every 34 minutes. Right. But the more we put in there, the better. You know.
The longer it gets.
Right.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of pictures because they're only a second or two, right?
I think it's 4 or 5 seconds each.
I got Hootie's stuck in my
I wanna shout at you until I get my way. I won't dance, you won't sing. I just wanna love you, but you wanna wear my ring. Well, I'm tangled up in rue. Mine is a filthy.
Does it just keep doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yep. And then it'll do it again.
Yeah, and we'll tell the loop.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Fuck. Thank you, Macho Man. One of the very few that fucking listen around here and this shit's done. One of the very few guys that actually likes me around here.
You sure about that?
He's gonna keep sending you like photos of himself working out at the gym.
Or just bring some machines over and put in the bullpen.
What?
We should just bring some machines over and put in the bullpen.
What kind of machines?
Well,
my Clem Gym machines?
Yeah.
The Clem Gym might end up over here.
That'd be great.
The Macho could really work on his left arm then.
Yeah, I'd go in and work on it every break.
Every break he'd go in there. If we had the Clem Gym here, it'd be like, where's Macho Man? Where do you think he's at? He's fucking doing chest right now. He's fucking doing big.
That'll be his seat. He'll get like a computer monitor mount on it, and he'll just be literally.
Puts a mic up in case
He sets up a mic in the gym.
Calls on him. You know, he wears that mic. He'll have like a little mic. So the different equipment.
Okay, I'll get one of those wireless.
Taking giant protein shits in all the bathrooms here.
Who does that?
Oh no, not my bookie.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah, it's okay. Today's not going to be a good day for me.
Why?
Because he's about to tell me some bad news that I don't have my show anymore. Oh.
It is about that.
Well, I'm just looking at the numbers. And 74 is
But
not
I made
good listener
like
count.
$150. Thanks to Brian for filling a few others on Friday or Thursday.
That's left pocket, right pocket, sweetheart. If they're going to give it to you on your show, they'll give it to me on the big show.
Double it.
Now.
You guys should just do a show imitating me.
We do.
It's the hot mic segment, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Oh, great. Now we got a hurricane coming.
We're going to get skirted by one in the Gulf.
Like the bullshit one that's
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's just weather porn, man. They love it.
Weather porn.
I hate it.
did you see how they made the global?
You're hearing the world through his prism.
You got a sick and twisted world perspective.
That's almost a challenge for me now.
Bubba.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Man, this is pretty good stuff right here.
Yeah.
Mine blowing up. I figured I'd play some good stuff to keep her mind off of the tribulations, trials and tribulations.
It's not helping.
Can you save it till the end of the show, Bubba?
No, oh man!
Wow,
I'm just
Brian.
saying. We've got a lot to talk about. Anna put together a lot of great news stories.
No, I'm gonna get to
there's a lot going on in the world.
I know. I know.
Don't listen to him.
Are you staying? Are you staying for today's after show?
If you'll have me, whatever.
Yes.
I always clear my calendar on
Okay,
Thursday.
so you're available.
I'm available.
All right, that goes hand in hand with what I want to talk about. I'd already talked to Lummy about this earlier.
About getting me fired.
Yeah, Brian, welcome to the Bubba Radio.
Rhett, your mic is up, was in on this as well. So it was me, Rhett, it might have even been Mach.
Oh, wonderful.
So
Macho was here too.
So everyone that works here but me. Against me.
Before you got here, I said, I look pretty rugged in that picture. Look at that, Lummy.
Oh, yeah, you do.
By the way, if you want to get your picture added to the little montage that's behind me.
Send a check for $5.
No, send a check. Send a check.
You should sell the time on the board, though. Like somebody could buy it for the full day for a certain amount of money.
Oh, like a business or something?
Yeah, like whatever.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What would the value of that be? Like, that's at least that's a 500.
500 a day, yeah.
500 a day.
Or we could cut them a deal for like 1,500 for the week.
Well, sure, right. And you just what? I guess you could just add, your business, like your business logo, or if you could make it your business logo with some pictures of how cool you
For $500, you can have whatever you want on there.
Well, you can't have
porn.
Yeah, but like if you want to picture you and your dog, like there's me and the great Jack Hewitt. There's me and Tim.
All right, let's back to.
So you're saying if someone like a Mitch the Mark
I get sad.
wants to put whatever he wants on there,
500 a day.
So no, it doesn't even have to be a business.
No, it could be all pictures of Mitch the Mark.
Okay.
As long as it's not, obscenity. Now, who put that in there? He passed out. There we go. So yeah, if you wanna have, if your the video wall is available. The behind me video wall is available for 500 a day or 1,500 a week. That does not go towards your BARP though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just sponsorship.
Yeah, it's just a sponsorship right there. All right, Anna. So I was talking to everybody. Now, Brian wasn't part of this conversation.
Oh, that's shocking.
So it was me, Lummy, Rhett, and Macho Man. And I'm like, hey, this is exactly how when I go, do you think Brian would want to stick around for the after show? And Lummy goes, yeah, I think he would be. And I go, well, you know what? I like, maybe we can make it a little bit more sportsy because I love talking sports with Brian. I really do. As adversarial as we are on the air talking about current events and him making fun of me. By the way, the entire hot mic segment has turned into a Brian Bubba impersonation deal. Like he just plays me and has conversations with Anna, who's me. And poor little Lummy just over there sitting there just keeping his mouth shut, not.
Oh, I'm not going to go, go
I don't think
Bubba.
that you,
He enjoys his 6-minute breaks where he doesn't have to do anything.
So anyway, I was thinking, Anna.
So you're kicking me off the after show today?
Well, no.
Because you think I can't contribute?
Well, no, he knows you can't contribute to the sports talk.
Oh, I guess I can.
Okay.
I'll Google all the sports that you're about to talk about.
What I was saying is on Thursdays that Brian stays.
Yeah.
And if you would like to take that after show off, just to recharge, like for instance, on Fridays, I am so happy on Fridays because I don't have to do an after show. And when I get out of here at 10:05, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe Anna has to be there for like another hour and a half. Oh my God.
It's 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm so glad that my weekend has officially started. And girl has,
I love it.
I know. But what I'm saying is when, having a day off on an after show, and it's not a disciplinary deal. It's more of a, hey, we're gonna get in. You're gonna be bored. You're gonna be bored, and you could be being far more productive if you're at home or at the gym or preparing. Even in the bullpen or in engineering, working on your whatever. You could be doing something other than just sitting there twiddling your thumbs looking miserable because we're talking about sports.
But you're definitely going to talk about sports?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So you can be somewhere else looking miserable.
In her car driving home.
In your car driving home looking
tears
miserable.
coming down her face.
So but what I'm saying is I'm trying to give you some time off.
I appreciate
that. Because we're gonna talk about sports, and literally it as uncomfortable as it looks for you, it has to be uncomfortable for you. You have to hate it because you're like, I'm in the studio and I want to contribute and talk about cool stuff and be on the air and talk about my conspiracy theories and being Jewish and being just the cool.
Yeah, listen, if you're going to talk about sports, I will leave because obviously I have nothing to contribute. But if I'm listening to the show live and you guys start talking about like intermittent fasting or evolution, that's going to really piss me off.
I won't ever go to a topic that I think that you'd really care about.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to try and mix those.
No,
of course, Brian.
I swear to God.
So
about your split at the gym and I'm not there. That's going to really make me angry.
I understand.
Okay.
So we're going to be, sports.
Okay.
And
promise.
Yes, Anna. How many times do I lie to you? Not a lot. I answer my own question. And so what I'm saying is we're going to talk about sports. So on Thursdays that Brian is here, I want you to not be on the air with us.
Okay.
And take a rest, and get stuff done or start your day earlier or whatever. I'd rather have you be out and about, either working within the building on your podcast or headed home and resting or going to the gym or something that makes you happy and productive.
That's so sweet.
Because it'll make you, it'll make you in a better mood for for Friday. Plus, you do some heavy lifting on Friday where you do your own show with no co-host. And that's tough. That's a lot harder than having 5 people help chiming you in. That's
right.
That's a lot of energy, a lot of prep, and so I just want I wasn't trying to flip you out, and it's not a punishment deal. It's more of I'm trying to, but I know you love being on the air.
I do,
but
yeah, not when talking about sports.
All right, so you're good with that.
Yes.
See, as bad as you thought it was going to be,
yeah,
it's not bad at all.
No, I thought you were taking the Friday show away from me, and that was going to make me sad.
No.
Okay.
The only time I would take your Friday show away from you is if we had a guest that's specific, like the time we did before.
Yeah, and you
I
didn't
would
take
give
it away. You just gave me Thursday.
Yeah,
instead.
and we just flip-flop Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
So you're never going to have,
Perfect.
'cause
I know
that means
how much
that-
you love getting out of here on Fridays early.
Well, and
too.
I also know how much you love being on the air.
I do.
Like you really.
I really do.
And I think you totally get off on being on the air by yourself.
Oh yeah, honestly, that's.
No, for real. As tough as it is,
yeah,
it also is very empowering in the fact that they say, hey, listen, you know what? I don't have any co-host here as a safety net. It's all on me. I have to formulate the thought. I gotta have the statistics. I gotta have the
And I obviously can control the conversation where I don't talk about sports. I don't talk about cars. I don't talk about the gambling thing. So it's just kind of nice.
Oh, are
no
those
offense.
the things you hate about the show?
No. It's just I can't
clearly
really.
in that order.
I can't really contribute in those areas.
Speaking of gambling,
I don't have to hear about Dan's dong.
Perfect segue.
So, girl, legal stuff.
Thank you, Anna.
Lummy.
Girl, legal stuff.
Hold on.
I
Lummy.
already said that.
Oh, I got you. You were faster than me. Lummy. MyBookie.com. Use promo code Bubba. Brian, the last time you were here, what were we at?
We were at like 20 or 30, and I know you're up over 100.
I'm at 100.
Of fake money.
I'm $100,100 right now.
Whew.
Now, the subsect within mybookie.com that we like to play is you go to casino. They have live casino and regular casino. We go to regular casino, then we go to the blackjack section, and then we always play single
Hand blackjack.
single deck. Single deck blackjack.
And just for the record, you're no longer endorsing them, right?
No, this is everything I talk about. Is like, by the way, if you have a gambling addiction, 1-888-ADMIT-IT, 1-888-ADMIT-IT. But I'm up, I'm up what, 80 grand?
80, yeah.
I don't know what number you call if you're up 80 grand.
How's Brian from Philly doing? Is he down the 80 grand you're up?
I don't know.
I heard some of these people on here we're not doing as successfully as you.
Okay, well, I can't. I mean,
they got to get better at gambling.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help it.
Now,
I'm probably not as good at slinging things out my trunk as Brian is, as he's not as good of a radio host as I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't wire stuff up like I can't dig a ditch like Big Red, and he can't be on the radio like me. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And I've had some help. I've had some card counting from Dan. I've gotten some good luck. And here's the deal. When it's not real money, you play looser. And when you play looser, you win.
Yep.
Right, Brian? Like, if you don't care is when you start winning. It's when you care that you lose.
When you're scared to lose, that's
right.
Scared money's dead money is what they always say.
So mybookie.com, and by the way, I am not being paid by them. I'm not this is my own addiction. This is my own. I'm sorry. This is my own cool
enjoyment.
Thing. This is my own entertainment, and this is my own pleasure.
I'm gonna call 1-888-ADMIT-IT on you.
Brian, I mean, you stand all day on this, all day, right?
Stand in the place where you live.
Now they flop a 5 and then they throw a 5-9 on top. No, where's my big cards? Jesus, Lord Almighty! Way to go ahead and bend me over.
Here they come.
Here come the big ones.
Well, you can get blackjack here. So close.
I'm doubling. They don't give me a double option.
12.
Well,
Not on a 12.
Yeah.
You got to hit. You just got to do a straight hit on that. Look at
There
that.
we go, 21.
They can't beat me on that, bitch. Up 5 G's. I'm back over the 100.
Yes.
Now, Brian, do we responsibly go to the $2,500 bet? Do we go or we boss hog on the 5?
I think we're gonna get a little streak here, 3 in a row.
So boss hog on the 5.
Yeah.
Okay, this is mybookie.com. Use promo code Bubba. The more that you use it, the more the sign me back up to be an endorser. And let me. I'm just gonna say, hey, listen, can you just make my money hard?
Yeah, make it hard.
And take out 20. You gave me 20,000 startup money. I'm at 95,100 right now. Just make it hard. Just take 20 off and give me that.
Make me hard.
Make my 75 hard, kid. Real 9.
19.
Oh yeah. There you go. Stand in the place that you are.
Yep.
Look at that.
Bus a bus.
Brian, we are on a roll. Do we go now? Do we back it down 2,500 because we're statistically?
I thought we were gonna win 3 in a row.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, there we go. MyBookie.com, promo code Bubba. Sign up and get and be as enamored with this thing as I am. Okay, here we go. Deal. 4-2.
There we go.
Okay, we got a 9, and
you don't double against a deuce. Deuce might as well be an ace for the dealer.
For real?
Yeah, because they've got so many outs in the deck.
Oh, they got so many. You're right.
Like even if you assume they've got a 12,
because it's not real money.
Yeah.
Because it's not real money. I always would double on this because it's not real. It's not real money.
Yeah, you're not real money. Then you get a face card. We're good to go.
All right, go for it.
Let's double. It's not real money.
3.
Good call.
Should have done what you said.
Dealer would have busted.
That's why it's not real money, Brian.
That's why we're putting it back over where we found it. right?
Yeah.
Did you see this? Now, this poor woman, she's, by the way, this is probably Phil, the great Philip JPK 123 ABC Hummel has far more self-control. I can just, I've only met your dad one time.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell that he's very calculated. I can tell that he's very planned. I can tell that he doesn't deviate a lot from his he's regimented.
Very routine.
Yes, and that he does not succumb to anything. And this is gonna be a little bit. I don't want it to be rude, but it's gonna be a little bit descriptive. Like if some hot little bitch in his classroom was trying to run some kind of nonsense to get him in trouble or whatever, he wouldn't even think about going for it. You're not gonna catch Phil in any honeypot whodunit. You're just not gonna. He keeps his door open. If a female student comes in he makes sure they're in public. He is Johnny. I got 2 or 3 more years before I'm retired with my big ass pension, bitches. I'm trying to do Phil Hummel even says when he sees fights in the hallway, he locks his door. He shuts his door.
Doesn't want to get involved with that.
He doesn't some teachers go rushing out there and tear the kid apart and get all involved, and it was this guy's fault and I saw this, and go down to the principal and tell on the person. Phil's like, man, I didn't see nothing.
Shuts the door.
Right. I'm not losing. I mean, I got 2 more years to go.
Not even.
So I kind of feel for this woman a little bit because, man, she was drunk at school, and she
you feel for her?
I feel for her because these
Those
kids,
little bastards are terrible.
I mean, oh my God,
that'd be
not
your
everybody.
best defense.
Not everybody has the self-control of your father.
Right.
And so this woman, these little bastards could really get to her, and you might need a little nip during the day. Take the edge off.
Just a little nip, like a bottle or
right,
two.
just take the edge off. These little bastards are driving me crazy.
She should have said that.
But she blew a .24. Woo. Yeah, listen, hold on, check this out.
It's great.
Now, so this is actually this is the teacher right here. This is the teacher. Now, at this point, Brian, the principal has already, somebody must have complained. And the principal went into the room and I guess, a lot of times, remember when we were in school, the principal would just kind of sit in for 30 minutes just to kind of watch the teacher's interaction with the kids. And, my principal did that all the time.
Yeah, they do those spot checks and things like that.
It looks like a specialist went into the room. To take do their math or English or whatever, and notice that she was slurring.
Right. So another teacher came in to teach the
particular
curriculum. And that's when the other teacher can kind of kick back and do some stuff on their. Hell, they could even probably scroll through their phone if they wanted to. I mean, whatever. But you probably can't be doing shots back there. Right? Yeah. When the special curriculum teacher comes in to teach math, you can't say, "Oh, this would be a good 45-minute time to kick back a few shots." And so,
some wine.
And so, God, when I was growing up, man, the principal would come in 2-3 times during the school year. He would sit in for 15, 20, 30 minutes.
That long?
Yeah,
they review the teachers.
In 15, 15
Arts would come in for 5 minutes.
No, ours would come. Mr. Farrar would come in for 15 minutes, and then he would quietly come in, he wouldn't be disruptive. He would quietly come in mid lesson plan, sit in the back, and watch the teacher in the interaction. Well, everybody, I don't know if the principal ever really got a good par on what happened because all of our asses tightened up and we were all on our best behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the teacher would usually tell you, okay, the principal's coming in, guys, be on your best behavior. Pretty much.
Yeah. Or he would say, "Hey, everybody, Mr. Farrar just walked in, say hi." And you're like, everybody knows, listen, don't ask any, don't be stupid. Don't try to look up Lori Howard's skirt. Don't try to do nothing.
Lori Howard's skirt.
Yeah.
The teacher would tell you not to do that?
No, but, just amongst us, because, well, I mean, when you're in in fourth, fifth, sixth grade, man, all you think about is ass.
Fourth grade?
Yeah, not fifth.
I'll say.
Fifth and sixth. All you're thinking about is just, oh my God, that girl's so cute. I want to do stuff to her. So anyway, I think the principal came in and observed this woman being drunk. And so it gets picked up from the investigation portion of this is the body cam of the police officer. Because I think, Brian, probably proper protocol would be if you're the principal and somebody has complained or about the teacher being drunk, I think you go in, maybe do an observation period, and then at that point you probably called police, right? I mean, you can't send her home. Or do you call somebody to take her home? And
is there a statute on being intoxicated at school? Because if there isn't, then I don't really think you call the police unless you want them there in case she acts up when you send her home.
Yeah,
but you say, hey, listen, you got to get somebody to pick you up.
But here's the deal: I think he needed the officer's
body cam.
Well, it's a school resource officer.
Oh, it's a school resource. Yeah. So then at that point, you call the school resource officer in, Brian, so to cover your ass, and he had one of those portable breathalyzer units, right? So this is where this picks up at. They called the teacher into the principal's office, and the principal now lays it all out. Here we go.
All right. So, just observing you in classroom, it looks like something's off a little bit. And so I've asked Officer Dean to come in here and visit with it. Have you taken anything that's, do you have a prescription for anything?
It's all about covering their ass, too, is it not? I'd be like, bitch, you been drinking or not?
Trying to get her to that point, yeah.
Right.
Maybe you have taken today that just seems like you're not the same person that I talked to this morning.
I did take some medication.
Can you imagine me being a teacher? Well, I took an Ambien.
Where do I start? It's all legal, though.
I mean, here's my script. I mean, but I don't drink. I don't drink, Brian. So if they put an alcohol breathalyzer.
She should have never done the breathalyzer.
I know that,
she
but
had no legal reason to do it.
No, I mean, not everybody knows their rights.
Anxiety stuff, but that's.
Should have said she took some Benadryl or Sudafed or something.
Right.
She said she took Xanax.
Hold on here.
But I could look it up when I get home.
Ready? Take a big deep breath.
Now, Brian, before this, could she have said,
she didn't seem that bad sitting there talking.
I know, but.
No, because she does this all the time.
But Brian.
She didn't seem like a .24 sitting there talking.
But what can I say is before this point, hold on.
I can't think of the name of it right now, but I could look it up when I get home.
All right, so at this point, could she say, I'm not doing this, I need to call my lawyer?
No, she needed to say, I'm not doing this. If you think I'm not well or the medication's affecting me, I will go home. I'll have somebody come pick me up or whatever. But this is where this ends.
I don't know if they have a refusal. I don't think you lose your teaching license for a year if you refuse to blow.
I mean, unless it's a part of their contract. I don't understand,
Hold on.
Take a big deep breath.
Now, again, the legal limit in almost every state is .08. That almost there's a couple here, whatever.
But there's no teaching while intoxicated statute.
I know. I'm just saying, though. But the legal limit of public drunkenness or driving drunk or just being drunk, being impaired in law is .08, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
Blow, 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 blow. All right, stop. Good job. You gonna tell me the truth? How much you had to drink?
I drank last night.
There's no way you drank last night.
Well, I did drink last night.
She's like, I started last night, so yes, there is.
He's saying, there's no way this is just from last night. She's like, oh, yes, it is.
He's like, well,
I've been on a bender ever since, bitch.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped. I mean, this morning I kept hair of the dog, buddy.
I didn't drink at school.
That wouldn't blow that right there.
You blew 2 times the legal limit.
I did.
2 times? How about 3 times?
Well, he's not good at math.
Yeah.
Yeah, he isn't.
He's a school resource officer. He ain't pulling people over for Deweys.
But I'm just saying, Brian.
The only Dewey he knows is
See,
the
this is
decimal
proof that
system from the
alcohol affects
library.
everyone differently.
Hall of Fame.
The legal limit's bullshit.
Hall of Fame.
Hey, Macho. I just had to dump you.
The one time you chime in, you want to get us dumped.
I mean, you're like you own radio stations and you're a broadcasting expert. You know the rules, and you know you can't drop the S-bomb on the terrestrial radio show, you idiot.
Sorry for my passionate outburst.
Hall of Fame, Big E737525 on the Super Chat.
You mean Hall of Famer?
He said that.
He said that.
Hey, somebody said Lummy missed a 35-minute warning or
I
something.
didn't. It's Joe. I did not miss the 30. He broke at 34:58.
All right.
Nice cover.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeez.
I broke a 30. So what with 35? What's 38 plus 35? Where does that put you at? Where you look? What's our hard 35? I broke at 38.
You broke at 34.58.
I broke at 34.58. So what's my hard 35?
What do I say?
No. What would be the time for my hard 35?
Oh, right now? I don't.
Yeah, like what? It's.
It resets every time we come back, is what he's saying.
Yeah, so where are we at right now?
You're
We
at
got 10 more minutes.
Yeah, you're at 23.
Okay.
That's a Diet Coke.
Is there anything liquor in it?
Nope.
This thing is pretty accurate.
No, I know it is.
So-
I know it is.
By the way, Brian, she's saying everything you shouldn't say. You shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Like you should just keep your mouth shut, right?
Yeah.
You blew like a .24.
I don't know what that means. What's
Legal limit's .08.
okay?
Do you drink often?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm not trying to insult.
I mean, unfortunately, you go back there and deal with those little bastards I'm dealing with, okay? And get back to me. You're over here, Johnny, resource officer, breaking up some fights here and there, being a big thick neck gym goer. But I'm just this old bag trying to get through my pension, and these little bastards are driving me crazy.
We're watching somebody hit rock bottom here.
Don't you? I'm just trying to understand why.
Are you looking at me, or are you talking about her?
I'm talking about her. I don't think you've bottomed out yet.
I'm seeing a counselor about it. So
Oh, you know what? I did bottom out, but I'm up. I'm on the rebound. 17, 18 was my bottom. I mean, you know that.
No, I know.
When I was living in the trailer back here.
I know that.
That was my bottom. It really was. And I'm kind of making a comeback. Here, Anna, now her hormones are starting to kick in, ladies and gentlemen.
It does feel warmer in here now than when the show started.
I'm also drinking hot coffee, so sometimes.
All right. We appreciate
But
this.
I am going to probably start bleeding soon.
You should get a breathalyzer and have everybody blow every morning on the show.
The breathalyzers don't catch what we do.
I know. Lummy does, but
yeah. Let me. Here's the thing about our dynamic. If Lummy's not drunk, I'm mad.
It's a performance enhancing drug for him.
Yeah, it makes the show better when he's a little tuned up. I don't want sober Lummy. How fun's that? None. Dumb.
I mean, he's literally doing. He's doing like the DUI roadside sobriety test on her.
I know.
This is ridiculous.
Like if you're representing her, you're like, I'm not letting any of this in.
Well, it's not just that. What's the point? She's not driving.
You drank recently.
Well, yeah, she drank recently. She just blew a 0.24.
They're trying to prove that she had alcohol on campus, I guess, but
okay, give me a whack for that. This is way over the top, is it not?
I mean, it's just not necessary. Terminator, you've got that. She already blew.
I don't know isn't she part of a teachers union? Wouldn't they stick up for her? I mean,
Maybe.
do you get one strike and you're out?
We think that you drank today. Not 3 a.m. We think that you've drank since you've been at school. And I don't believe you're being honest with us. Do you want to change that story?
no, I mean, even if I did, does that make a difference to work here?
Well, it helped me to be able to understand that maybe do I need to be sympathetic with you a little bit? I just don't believe you right now. I think you're lying to us.
Okay, I drank on the way to work.
That's perfect.
Don't admit to the crime.
No, that's bad.
Okay, no more games, right?
Yeah.
Other than that.
My juice.
My juice.
Oh, now they're going to do like an alcohol test swab on the deal?
That there is wine.
I thought that was from yesterday.
Were you drinking up here yesterday?
Yeah, probably.
Well, I brought it from home. I was in there to that this morning.
Now what's he going to do to her?
Maybe arrest her.
Did you get my phone?
This in here. I'm whatever you want to do.
Well, I mean,
Is my phone in here?
Because I need to call my lawyer.
Yeah.
I didn't go through your bag. That's you said first. I know, but my thing is, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Look at the cop trying to be Johnny Cop. Well, you can.
Yeah.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please don't do this. Please, I just want to talk to you.
Now, here's. I'm not woke. I'm not a snowflake, and I'm hard. I think I'm pretty hardcore, but I do believe in a certain amount of respect and decorum. And she's not a flight risk. She's not. I mean, literally, you could. You know,
it's probably protocol though. If they're going to transport her, she's got to be in cuffs.
But I understand that. Cuff her, walk her through the school hall, and then when she gets outside by the squad car, put cuffs on her and put her in.
Apparently, this was the very first day of school.
And it was at the end of the day, I think.
And I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, Brian? Like, she's not, you know, some guy that can turn around and beat your ass. She's not. She can't outrun you. Don't run her through the hallways, handcuffs. All the kids got to see her. You know what I'm saying? Like, give her a little bit of a break. Handcuff her outside.
Well, the school day might be over at this point.
Yeah, because it was at
it's like 3:30.
Put your hands behind your back.
And Anna, if maybe the school day was even over.
Yeah.
At that point, like, can't we just?
No, you gotta cuff her. You might try to run or kick or scream.
No, I'm not even talking about. Why don't you just get her some help? Why don't you just say you're going to enter into a rehab program? I've taught to kids drunk all day. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't throw up on anybody. I didn't, you know, whatever. I was drunk. And it's not right. I need help. I need help.
Yeah, they booked her for
teaching while intoxicated.
The public intoxication, which is interesting as well because, I mean, it's not even. That's the thing is he arrested her, and he probably really was like, well, you know, I'm arresting her to arrest her, not to protect. I mean, there really wasn't a grounds for.
That's
her
what I'm
to be
saying. Like,
arrested.
it's almost a dog and pony show.
It's a little over the top. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I've tried talking.
And then listen, usually I'm Johnny Hardcore. You know how I am. Curb him. Like, you know. But I mean, come on, man. I know you know how today's youth like poor little thing of people. God dang, you got her drunk at school. Give her a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month suspension while she goes to rehab.
Oh, no, she needs to lose her job. I mean, she should not be teaching children.
How about rehab?
She could do that too.
She can rehab and then go do something else.
Talking's over.
Yeah, you talk too much, lady.
It'll go with you to the jail.
What about my wine?
Oh, it's a small town too.
Yeah, well, this would more likely happen in a small town than a big city.
It's a town of 2,800.
Try that in a small town.
That works in Chicago, but it doesn't work in Plant City. Probably, right?
That's right.
Something like that.
Hey, everybody, listen up.
Come on.
You're listening to the one and only
Bubba the Love Sponge!
Oh my God.
Bubba the Love Sponge, baby.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
Oh, we had a teacher that we knew was drinking every day. He just a little bit of vodka in his orange juice, but nobody ever called him out.
There was like a specialty teacher that noticed that she was.
I'm gonna air check this next, okay?
Stumbling. Okay.
About my bus.
All right.
Thank you.
Right. No PayPal, Venmo, Cash Apps. Let's go. Come on, everybody. The baby face is in.
Can you send me that article when you get a chance?
Yeah. Just find it and get this.
So I couldn't find where it says. Oh, what you got there?
This is a foods, peanut butter, chocolate chip, cookie dough, protein bar, 1 gram of sugar, 1 gram of net carbs, 13 grams of protein. Try a piece?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Break a piece off.
I don't want that.
Oh, you don't want to break your fast?
Yeah. And then, but I do want to see the wrapper when you're done with it, if that's okay.
This wrapper does not have the ingredients. Oh, yes, it does.
They have to.
Yeah. Sometimes it's sold as part of a multi-pack. The rules on that are a little different. I wasn't drunk in public. I was drunk in a classroom. They put me out in public. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Was it good?
I was just wondering.
What's bad in it?
Not bad. Just a lot.
It's all organic though. No
Yeah,
fruit
Camper's
extra.
organics.
I don't think we've gotten $1 today.
We haven't.
No, $2 from Brian from Philly.
Well, 25 from Big E, but we're talking about Venmo, Cash App,
Oh.
and PayPal.
Can you send me the article?
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm trying to get this.
Oh,
Once I close it out, I have to go in my history.
What article are we talking about?
Sorry. My computer's not. And I don't.
Lummy always has some kind of fucking excuse.
No.
There's no excuse. She asked me to get her something, and I'm doing something.
What are you getting for her?
It was just the article that you
Well, the
pulled
article
up.
from the last thing that I closed out, but I have to get the segments up.
Sorry.
What article?
The one that the teacher
About the
one.
drunk
She was over here Gary Coxing him about it.
But I closed it out. I was doing something. That's all I was doing. And then I was looking at the Cash App and PayPal.
Mommy, can I have the article? Mommy, what about the article? Mommy, can you send me
Well,
the article?
I thought he had it up so we could just send it.
I'll go to my history. I'll send it to her.
You want me? You know, I just think you're an idiot and you're not sending me the article.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, bitch? What's it matter?
I don't think she called me an idiot.
Aren't you the one that put the article into our prep?
Oh, it was a different one that he got.
Yeah, I was looking up how big the town was, and they said that it was a school specialty. I'll get it. Well, because I looked through a bunch of them. She said she drank a half a box of wine.
A box, not even
During
a bar.
during the school day?
She claimed she drank a half a box of wine at home. And
Yeah.
left a box of wine.
And brought it with her?
When she was driving.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the problem. She admitted to crimes. They had nothing on her. Don't admit to anything. If she doesn't blow, she doesn't admit to anything, she probably gets an administrative investigation, but she definitely doesn't go to jail.
Hi, Lum.
Hello.
Let's bring on the pain. Let's bring on the noise. Now we turn.
Aren't you happy you listened to me?
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Very slow today on the PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. All out the Bubba Army. Don't forget, for those that donate over $2,400 yearly to the show, you're officially royalty, and you get invited to the annual Bubba Army royalty party, better known as BARP. And that's a 3-day event that happens here in Tampa, Florida, the weekend of Martin Luther King. That's just how we do it.
Which I'm out this year again, Bubba. Sorry.
What's that?
I said I'm out for this year's.
Well,
I've got my family up north. Steph's family up north.
Brian,
does
that
Christmas.
like hold on, like for real, like this, like if you want to be like if you're trying to better yourself with me to be a major part of the show and you miss my Super Bowl every year.
I went last year. You know, some of us aren't good enough to make it to the Super Bowl every year.
So you're missing?
Yeah, I've got a family.
Jay won't miss. Dan won't miss. Nobody's gonna miss. Like it's like you must not take this too seriously because like it'd be the average mindset.
My family is a bigger priority than this show, and it will always.
Why don't you tell your family that?
Because we
have to do it.
Okay, weekend. Everybody else has plans over the holiday and does different stuff over the holiday and other family commitments. You know, there's two sides to a family.
Oh, I know. I don't know anything about that.
I know you don't.
I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about the other side.
I know that.
It's always my way.
Well, no, and yeah, I mean, but yeah, I've got two families to deal with. So
yeah, okay, no, whatever.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. So everybody for Barb,
now you'll probably get more people that want to go.
You'll probably. Because if your popularity is an indication by the type of money, the amount of money we've brought in today, it is the shiz. It's
well, if you support Babyface, please start sending in money.
Yeah, because I mean, let me. I think we got a couple, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army. This is probably the slowest day of the so far the slowest day of the year.
Oh, 100%.
And the only thing you can pin it on, I mean, like me, you, and Anna, we don't ever do this badly or by ourselves when we don't have him. Now we got him in here. People keep the dollars in their pockets. They're saying
Gloria Zach 25 on the Cash App.
Thank you.
I know Gloria.
Love everyone but Brian.
I'm sure that's not what it said.
No, she said I love you all, and her and her husband Malcolm, they're friends of mine. She's a wedding planner, and her parents live in the same retirement. In fact, her mom and dad, Gloria's mom and dad, are best friends with Janie Cakes. If that makes sense. So her mom and dad, it's where I met her. I was out visiting my mom, and come to find out, Lummy, she's a huge fan. Her and her husband.
Nice.
And her parents live right next to my mom. And her mom, Sue, is the sweetest little thing. Like she really, really has helped my mom through, the losing of her husband, Eddie. Sue has just been so sweet. And so because you haven't experienced yet, Brian, but when one of your parents loses their significant other, a lot of times they're super lost. Like they're like, because especially
I saw it with my grandmother because she came to live with my family after my grandfather passed.
And
away.
They didn't really realize how much Grandpa did.
And it's not
until
just how
Grandpa's.
Much it's just they're so intertwined as a unit. They're especially those old timers.
Right.
They're essentially one person.
They are. They're kind of not helpless but hopeless without their others. I mean, like there's such a unit. The older you get, I think the more of a unit you become.
Well, and you hear the stories all the time of the ones that don't have like a close family or friend presence in their life, and one of the spouses die, and then within like weeks or months later, the other one just like pretty much loses the will to live and dies as well.
They say like they die of a broken heart.
Yeah,
right.
Like literally.
So anyway, Gloria, man, love you. Thank you so much for the contribution. Not a lot of people are really stepping up today because of the Brian factor, but that's okay. Salome, great news. I heard back from Don and Alan yesterday. They're the ones, listen, hold on. I got 100. It's starting to come in now.
It's trickling in.
Yeah, it's trickling in. As soon as you just.
Thank you, Babyface Brigade.
Las Vegas Mario 25 on the Venmo. Love Babyface.
Heather Wiz, $100. Thank you for having Babyface. Hold on. Thank you for having Babyface on the show. It cut off here. His sports talk helps me for my fantasy football. So look at Heather Wiz.
Wow,
stepping up with the $100 bill.
Thank you, Heather.
Let me. Do we have? Did she reserve? Is she coming for $199?
I have not checked with her this morning. I'm glad she's up, so I'll reach out to her.
That's the other factor. People hold their money back for $199.
Yeah, they do. They do. We weren't going to say that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Lami, I am so spoiled. I met the guy from NHRA, Joshua. and we had some NHRA guys around when I went to the Gator Nationals, and it was such a neat experience. Now, I've been to NHRA before. My dad took me to the 1983 U.S. Nationals. The place that I'm going this weekend, Lucas Raceway Park, I think it's at Brownstown or Brownsburg. I think it's Brownsburg.
I think it's Brownsburg, too.
Yeah, Indiana. And it's the U.S. Nationals. It's arguably the NHRA's one of their two or three most important races, one of their crown jewels. And the U.S. Nationals are super cool. I went to the Gator Nationals this year. Remember, I was like, screw it, I'm going to start doing stuff like that. Yeah. And I got some good content, and I ended up meeting my buddy Randy from Skag, and look how good that turned out.
Really well.
I just get out more, meet more people. We can get some more sponsors and things like that. And then the Skag relationship that I've established with Randy has been a win-win. I got him the Deion Sanders deal. I'm working on getting him. He doesn't even know, but I'm working on 2 more big deals for Randy from Skag. Now, that being said, I'll be at the U.S. Nationals Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So, because the finals are on Monday because it's a holiday. So, Lummy, I thought that the finals were on Sunday, but actually the finals are on Monday. So I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And when I went to the Gator Nationals, Rico from Fatheads introduced me to this dude named Alan. And see, remember Rico's bus? It was I was like, oh my God, Rico, what kind of American Eagle, all granite floor, like all marble floors and granite countertops and a full size shower and like maybe a $2 million coach. And so I got to be friends with this guy named Alan. He works for a company called the Rev Group. And I didn't really realize how big this group is. I thought they just made, I just thought they made, kick-ass touring buses for rock stars and race car drivers, right?
Yeah.
No. Look at this. Brian, look, they make fire trucks. They make emergency ambulances. They make, I could use one of those street sweepers for the pits at my track.
Oh, yeah.
They make buses. They make bus. That would be the kind of bus you would be on right there. The shorter one. They make buses, and of course, they make all types of different RVs. They make the Fleetwood, they make the Gold Shield, they make the Holiday Rambler, they make the Lance, the Midwest Automotive Designs, the Renegade. But I'm dealing with the American Coach division, so let me show you the bus that I'm getting for this weekend. Hold on. I'm getting the 2024.
These are Class A's. These are the bad boys. These are the real deals.
Hold on, Brian. This is what Alan and Don are getting for me. This is what I'm going to. When some people go to the U.S. Nationals, they have to stay in a hotel or maybe stay in a tent or whatever. This is what I'm going to be in right here. Look at this thing. Let me see here.
Is that the American Eagle or the American Dream?
I'm getting the American Dream. Let's look at the where's the
Dusty Rhodes edition.
What do you mean?
Dusty Rhodes American Dream.
This is an American Dream.
Liz S 20 on the Cash App.
So this is what I'm getting right here, Brian. So talk about roughing it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to come back.
I know. I'd be like, man, my apartment ain't as nice as this bus.
I'm driving this back. I'm going to be living behind the studio again.
Dear Alan, listen, buddy, I'll give you, 4 or 5 mentions a day on my nationally syndicated radio program and all my various platforms. But man, can I drive this bus home?
Do you know the color scheme you're getting?
No, I don't.
I'm really liking that Skydance. I think the Skydance color scheme is the nicest one on that.
I like the Spearfish.
The Spearfish is I
like the Spearfish. Where's the Skydance at? I don't see this guy.
I'm on the 2023 American Dream.
I get a 24.
What?
Yes, they're giving me a 24.
Come on, don't put Bubba in a 23. He's in a 24.
Yeah, and you know what? They're parking me right next to Rico and from Fatheads, and Rico's got a golf cart for me. So, let me talk about spoiled. I'm going to the U.S. Nationals. I got a $3 million American Coach bus. I got a golf cart and all access passes. What else? Come on, man.
That Spearfish looks like it could be a Tampa Bay Lightning team bus. That's awesome.
Yeah. You on the American Eagle or the American Dream?
I'm on the American Dream now.
American Dream, 2023 American Dream, and you're looking at the Spearfish. Let me see, American Dream 2023, and you want to look at the spear. I don't see the spearfish.
You're probably on 2023. You're on the 2023 now. I moved to the 2024.
Oh, okay. Let me look at what my interior is going to be like. Hold on here.
Well, that's the 23, but I imagine it's very similar.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Anna, is that bad? If you had to go to the races for the weekend.
I would go in that.
Yeah, exactly. I'd go anywhere in that.
Yes,
wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
I mean, you know how cool it would be to have one of those and then you pull like a little Jeep or something behind it so that once you got to your location, you kind of had something else to drive?
Oh, yeah.
Bubba, are you bringing the merch crick or are you going to have some cricket capers
No, I
in this?
got the merch crick.
All right. It doesn't mean you still can't have cricket capers.
Doesn't mean I can't send her a Target or something. You know where I'm going to be sitting? Right there, buddy. Boom. No, I think the flat screen TV is right here, so my big ass is going to be right there. Boom.
Nice.
They said, Lummy, they're going to have it all set up for me. They're going to have like satellite TV, like, oh my.
So once you walk in, it just turns everything on.
Oh, and that's awesome because that's opening weekend of college football. So you get to just chill out and watch real sports while you're at the
US. No, but listen, don't try to.
When you're at the reaction time competition of America.
Joshua from NHRA, please don't take my co-host's words of stupid
He's only here once a week.
You know, I'm good with Andrew Hines of Vance Hines Racing.
Are you really?
Yeah.
No, like for real.
Yeah, no.
Like give me your connection. I'll tell you if you're really in or not. By the way, Rev Group. Go to Rev. I think it's RevGroup.com and look at. I mean, go to our brands. Lummy, fire, emergency, commercial, recreation. Get to that recreation.
I can probably
division.
get him on the show for you, but he's my best friend's brother-in-law.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really go. I mean, I'm a K&N guy.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. That Harley team, though, is something else.
Yeah, well, good. Anyway, Lummy, I'm going to the U.S. Nationals. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Saturday and Sunday. Be following my Facebook. Lummy, I think we blew out 14 pairs of tickets yesterday.
Yes, we did.
By the way, for those that won, those tickets are good for one day. You just pick the day. Joshua from NHRA is going to be getting a hold of you for you to pick your day, okay? So, Lummy, I'm going to be doing an appearance at the Skag booth for my boy Randy. I'm going to be doing an appearance at the Fatheads Eyewear. And I don't know if American Coach has a display or not. Probably not. Probably not. But if they did, I'd go to that too. Then I'll be in Columbus, Indiana. I'm not doing anything publicly in Columbus except hanging out with Sumo and e-biking down by the river and maybe going out to Tony's house. Maybe. And then I'll be in Warsaw Wednesday through Saturday. And Lummy, Friday the 8th, I'm going to the football game at Fisher Field. And then I'll be at the Downtown Bar and Grill at 10 o'clock. And Lummy, it's looking like maybe 15 or 20 people, Bubba Army in northern Indiana and Illinois, are going to make the trek over to the Downtown Bar and Grill Friday the 8th. We're going to do us a little Bubba meet and greet.
Brown Eyed Girl, $50 on the Venmo. And Bradley Hutchinson, $25 on the Venmo.
Thank you so very much. So, Brian, how cool is that? Is that I can roll up into some
awesome.
no-name little town in Indiana and still pull, 25, 30 people to come see me.
You know what layout you're getting? Are you getting the 45D, the 45P?
I'm getting the 45, whatever they give me, and nothing they make offends me. Nothing they make offends me, buddy.
That's it.
You might be hearing me, talk about the Rev Group and the American Eagle brand, maybe more. Lummy, if you see a big-ass $2 million American Eagle out back, you know that I pulled me a hell of a deal.
Yes, you did.
That would be badass to put out back there, wouldn't it?
That would be.
I'd take it right I'd probably use it for the track.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'd just start RVing on the weekends.
There you go. That'd be a good series. RVing with Bubba.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I could talk Alan into that, RVing with Bubba on my American Eagle. And I just, I RV on the weekends.
Michael Cody, $25 on the Venmo.
My neighbor and I were talking about going in on an RV to do, have it to rent out and then use whenever we want to use it, too.
Like a Turo kind of deal?
So they have RV, and they've got a really good covered storage lot in Largo. It's like $300 a month for the size, or $250 a month for the size that we would be getting. I would do a Class C though. There's better residuals on that.
Well, because Class A only a certain amount of people can afford that.
Class A only a certain amount for. Class B's actually depreciate pretty quickly too. But if you get like a 3 or 4 year old Class C that's really nice, you'll only lose like 20 or 30% of value over the next 4 or 5 years.
I think actually Revco makes Class Cs. Like
Yeah,
when,
they have,
when, hold
they
on,
have
hold on.
Renegades.
Hold on here.
The Renegade line is their Class C.
The Renegade line is?
Yeah, Renegade RV is their Class C line. I was looking at them. They're nice.
Hold on here. The Renegade, where is that? Oh, right down here. This is their Class C. So you would buy something like this.
Yeah, like a 26-footer.
Those are nice.
Yeah, like a 26.
Those are really nice.
Like a 26-footer with with one pop out maybe.
Yeah, like the Valencia or the Verona, something like that.
Yeah.
And then when you want it, you take it, and when he wants it, he takes it.
And
but
then
other
when
than
we're
that,
not using it,
when
we're renting it
you're
out.
renting it out, making the payment, and cash flow Willie.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yep. And then you keep it for 3 or 4 years. You buy a used one. You keep it for 3 or 4 years. You sell it. You get another one that's 3 or 4 years old, and you just keep the rotation going.
I need to get you in touch with my boy Alan. Maybe get like a demo one. They've had demoed for a couple of years. Get you a good deal on that. Start doing your RV flipping. Look at you. I never thought you were as badass RVer like me.
I think it's awesome. It's the freedom of going wherever you want in comfort. Plus
Yeah, but you don't seem like you're manly enough to drive something like that.
No, definitely couldn't handle it.
His wife would drive
I'd have
it.
to hire a driver.
Would you really have to
No,
hire?
I
Are you that big of a pussy that you can't drive a Class C?
I can drive a Class C 26.
How about a
footer.
Class A? Could you drive a Class A?
That I'd probably have to practice, take a class or two. I mean, that's a different beast, man.
I used to listen to this, man.
Your
Let me tell you.
braking distance
Let
and
me tell you.
everything.
Let me tell you what I used to drive. I had a Kenworth Class A twin screw 43-foot hauler, RV, race hauler, pulling a 40-foot stacker trailer, 90 feet of that I'm pulling, and the back half was a double stacker.
Is that what's usually on? There's been a picture of a.
Yeah.
That was yours.
Yeah, that was mine. It was a 43-foot. It was a 43-foot Freightliner, like twin screw double axle. Had like a queen size bed in the back, and then bunk beds and all that kind of deal. And then our race hauler was a stacker where you could put 2 race cars in it. And that was, I think, 43. No, that was 38 foot, and my RV was 43 foot. So what's that? A lot of foots.
A lot of
81?
foots.
Yeah.
81. And that was
81 feet. That's longer than a semi, because a semi is only 53 foot, and then some.
Yeah.
Because I'm a real man.
You're a real man.
That's why I'm going to be in a real RV, buddy. American Heritage and/or coached from the Rev Group. Go to the RevGroup.com and see all the cool stuff they got, okay?
Yep, he insulted everyone during that last break. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
Let me that whole break.
You want it all?
Well, yes, give it to me.
I got with me.
Biker bar. Oh no.
Some of these new Class Cs too, with the diesel engines, they get decent gas mileage. Like you're not getting murdered on gas.
Oh, I know. Some of those can get 12, 13 miles a gallon.
Every of the modern ones that I've been looking at, they're all at 13 miles a gallon. That's not terrible.
That's what a fucking F-150 gets. For real.
Yeah, a lot of them are. So you can get them on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter chassis,
right?
Or the Ford F3 or F450 chassis. So they've got, that actually determines a lot of the price and the quality of the Class Cs is what their chassis is.
I'm gonna get into the Skag deal next.
All right.
Hey, if you guys need gas, might want to fill up this week before there's a run on it.
Why? Because that's
One of the storms, yeah. People will freak out because that one there that's kind of drifting.
That one's going that way though.
Yeah, but
the winds are blowing it out to the Atlantic.
but then it's gonna. They think it's gonna skirt the East Coast.
You didn't. I texted you.
Oh,
Like it's gonna turn. It's gonna.
print those
Once it
labels.
gets by Bermuda.
No, it says along East Coast next week.
And I
Who
said,
knows? But there's a few of them out there.
I said.
Oh, you know what I've seen when they put that shit now?
Inside.
When they say the impact,
No, hold on.
it's like a way out of bed.
Yeah.
Through the winds and like they'll get like.
But here's it's weatherborne, and that's but the problem is it's not about whether or not it's actually going to impact us. It's about how they're going to get everybody freaked out. It's not the weather, it's the reaction.
Well, it's like the low pressure system that's going to hit like Texas, Mexico. We're getting,
thank you, Mom.
We felt it like 2 days ago or a day.
It was that nice day where we had a breezy day.
It felt like a fall day.
It was gorgeous out.
Something out there. Oh man, we're going to go back to Monday. But yeah, guess what? Technically, that's impact.
Yeah, that's impact from the storm. No, and it's not, again, I'm not.
You're saying people are going to freak out.
People are going to, the second they say, oh, Florida's going to feel impact, then everybody's fucking lined up like a moron, trying to fill up their every ounce of gas they can, buying every bottle of fucking water they can find rather than just cleaning out their bathtub, plugging the drain, and filling that up with water, which is, now you've got like a 20-day supply of water in there. People are idiots.
Oh, he's talking about that storm?
There's how they're gonna make it seem so bad and whatever.
We find it.
But yeah, the best thing to do is just fucking clean out your bathtub in your house real well and fill it with water.
Yeah.
Now you're good. I mean, literally more water than you could buy at the store.
Technically, you can take some of those heavy duty.
Make sure you rinse, but make sure you clean it. No, if you clean it with Clorox, make sure you really rinse it.
Oh no, yeah. No, we have like organic cleaners that we could use on that.
You know what I mean? Like the 55-gallon storage container.
Yeah.
You can technically do it in that. Too.
Yeah.
As long as you leave it in one spot and don't move it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the greatest, but if you're like that's.
No, but if you need, I mean, look.
Fill them up. It's not getting in dirty.
Yeah, this guy says he has a water bob. It fills the tub, seals it, and gives you like a keg pump.
Guatemala.
All right, we're gonna get into that Dallas thing, Lummy. I'm gonna do Skag.
All right.
Which I need the air check on, so that we mess that one. Then we're gonna get into the Dallas shootout, and then the tropical storm.
And the weather porn.
Yeah, I mean, look, hurricanes suck, but they end up affecting like 10,000 people.
No.
Like really, really destroying the lives of like 10,000 people.
Like
I know.
Yesterday's rain chances was 5%, and it fucking absolutely like stormed for like 2 hours. 5% chance of rain.
Yeah.
It was. Did it rain at your?
Oh yeah, we had a good storm. I was very happy. I haven't had to run my sprinklers in 2 months.
I ran my sprinklers because that was the 5% chance, and then at 6 o'clock it was a 2% chance, and it started raining at 6:10.
I just watch Klystron 9 radar, and like I'll pop that open a couple times a day and be like, okay, this is moving this way. This is starting to flare up. I don't trust the weathermen. They're idiots. Nobody could be worse at their job and keep it than a weather person.
Kind of sucks because you're preparing things that you're leaving outside for like.
Yeah.
Summer, you know what I mean? Then
no, it's awful.
It's like, people.
You got to assume it's Florida. It's the summer. You got to count on a straight shower every day.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't leave out anything outside that I needed to not get wet. That's why I don't leave my wife outside. Hey-o.
Oh.
So what are you gonna do with all your time off today, Anna?
I need to go grocery shopping.
Be sad. Sad, be sad.
This guy's playing hardball.
Human misery has never sounded so good.
My life is over and I'm gonna wind up working at Red Lobster.
We're back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, are we starting to get some new one of those? Do I need to maybe write Brad a check? So it seems like we're getting some Macho. Are we getting new ones?
He's working on
new
them.
ones of those.
We talked about that last night, and I also would like to clarify something if I can, please.
Yeah.
I don't endorse drinking and driving. That was a joke about, her being at work, dealing with kids and stuff, because I got hit by a drunk driver, and I just want the listeners to know that drinking and driving is not cool. Thank you. That is all.
Now, get back
I think that should be a new segment, Bubba. The mini Mach PSA of the day.
I don't endorse.
I don't endorse drinking and driving because I got hit by one, and it's not cool. So kids, don't drink and drive. Stay safe.
Hello, who's this?
Mini Mach PSA.
Yeah, you're on the air.
Nope.
Hello? And you wonder why I sometimes just put my phones on hold. Hey, Lummy, I just got somebody else in on the Skag deal.
Oh, yeah?
Mark Tate owns this big property not too far from the track. It's his farm. Like, he has, I don't know how many acres it is, but it's...
He's got some animals up there, too.
Oh, he's got cows and dirt bikes and just...
40 acres, and he has a mule.
Well, whatever. Got cows and bulls and things like that, and he for years he's had this older Skag, for real. Like even before I just like I had an older Skag. I still when I go out and cut my lawn or cut my grass at Bubba Raceway Park, not only do I use my brand new badass 72-inch Turf Tiger 2 3-cylinder Kubota diesel. Liquid-cooled, badass machine known to man. Not only do I use that, but I still use my 1986 hoopty-ass Skag that can cut just as good. Like, that thing isn't much to look at, but that bitch cuts, man.
That just proves how good Skags are. You had an old one that still works. Mark Tate has an old one that works.
So Tate had an old Skag, and the guy, he bought an old Skag, and the guy didn't take care of it or something, and it needed a new engine. And it blew ahead or something like that. So I called Randy up at Skag, and I'm like, I think this is like a 2004 Skag. I don't know what if it was a Cheetah or what it was. Boom, brand new motor. Skag's perfect now. But Mark Tate was a Skag guy too. And so when I got Dion, a new Skag, he already owned a Skag on his Texas property, at his place in Texas.
Yeah.
So when I called him, I'm like, Dion, have you ever heard of Skag? And I heard of Skag. I got me a Skag. Well, I think I can get you a Skag as an endorsement deal. I know the CEO. His name's Randy. He's a Packer fan. All Skag equipment's made in Maryville. Is it Maryville? I think it's Maryville, Wisconsin. Go Pack, go. You know what? I'm telling you right now, Brian, not to get too squirreled, but Jordan Love has had a pretty damn good preseason. I mean, I know it's preseason, but I've been the biggest Jordan Love, but I'm telling you, I think the Packers might be okay.
Mayville, Wisconsin.
They're in
Mayville, Wisconsin.
They're in luck that their division is not the strongest.
All right, whatever.
I will say that. Now, if they were in the NFC South, they would have a chance to win the division.
Now back to Skag, Lummy. So Tate got him a new motor. His Skag's badass. So Larry Plummer, my boy, you know Larry Plummer.
Of course.
Well, the Warsaw Park Department, they get a brand new mower. As like when you're a municipality, you budget in for a new mower every year. So he has 4 mowers for the parks, right? And he has, there really isn't a Skag dealer near Larry. I don't know what he's got, but there's not a Skag dealer anywhere near Larry. So I'm going to actually introduce Larry to Randy. Because Larry's going to the U.S. Nationals with me to see if I can get Larry to, every year he gets a new mower, if he can start replacing his current mowers with Skags. Because I don't know what he's got, but it ain't better than a Skag.
No way.
Skags are just so rugged. Has Average Joe bought his first Skag yet?
Yeah, we're working on something with Dr. Dan to drive it.
What do you mean?
With the Skag. Remember how we kind of made fun of Dr. Dan, never cuts his grass and never rode on one? Average Joe's working on maybe bringing his over to Dr. Dan's property.
His new Skag?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get footage of that.
That's what we're going to do.
Has he got striping bars?
I'm not.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
Because Dan has the type of lawn would look really good if he had the Skag striping bars. You know how they run stripe? It looks like a... You know how stripe. Are you familiar with striping bars, Lummy, or no?
Yeah, how it kind of looks like
the lines.
Yeah, like a baseball field.
Well, that's an attachment you got to put on the deck. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know that.
I Here I am thinking it was just a magical way of cutting the yard. I'm like, how do they do it?
No, it's
I thought lower and higher.
They're called striping bar. They're an attachment that you put on the back rollers that cause the grass to go one direction and then the other direction. So if you guys do that video, let me know because I want to send it to Randy from Skag.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, we do it for the YouTube, so definitely.
I love it. Go to skag.com and just look at that's what real men use for mowers, my friend. Take that X-Mart or that Bad Boy or that Toro or that
Deer,
whatever, and just go ahead and be one of those little residential guys. If you want to be rugged, only real men drive Skags. You know what? You might not even be man enough to be on a Skag.
I didn't. I failed the test.
You'd be on a Cub
I
Cadet.
peed in a cup, and they said I can't have a Skag.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? You need to be in a Craftsman. The one that you buy down at Lowe's.
No, he's got a Ryobi.
They're like, here comes
he's
the
got an electric Ryobi.
He's got an electric.
Easy Go.
He's got an Easy Go electric Ryobi.
Actually,
me and Lummy, we'll be skagged out because we're real men. You'd be in an electric Ryobi.
I have one of those Roomba mowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, we're Lummy and I are full blown.
Getting after
37 horsepower Vanguard Kawasaki 62-inch Cheetah 2 Willie, and he's on one of those robo deals.
My mower ran away from home to get away from me.
Did you guys see this
This is
footage?
awesome.
This is unbelievable.
I hope there's nobody in the apartment across the way.
I know,
but here, so these bad,
That's
so these
Poor people catching
these
stray lead.
these bad guys, and I think the guys they can't be charged because they were defending themselves.
No, but I got to imagine that this is not a random knock on his door. This was a planned. This is something. This guy was this is just too weird.
What do you mean?
You're saying
these
that
guys are there for a purpose.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted to get in.
Well, but why his apartment?
This just wasn't a random. They just
apartment?
didn't pick a random apartment. They knew that the guy had a flat screen TV or a gaming
drugs,
system, or he had did him dirty, or he had bragged about having money, or just something.
That's why I think it looks like he almost recognized them, which is why he didn't answer.
So the guy this guy's in his apartment, and he's in Dallas, a Dallas suburb, in an apartment complex, and he's got a ring, which I really suggest they're not that expensive, but I would suggest that everybody has one of those on your front door. Like it literally could save your life, or could at least, you know what? It could literally keep you out of prison. Like, I mean, right, Brian? I mean, this guy was able to say, hey, let's watch my ring footage, and it lays out the entire deal. Otherwise, it could be a he said, she said deal, right? If there was no surveillance of this. If there was no surveillance of this incident, it wouldn't necessarily be as cut and dry as it is. Right now, it's cut and dry. You see the bad guys trying to literally kick this guy's door in, and this guy starts sending lead through the door, and the bad guys run away, right? Like, there's no way the guy that lives inside that sent lead through the door can be in trouble, because you can see these bad guys are trying. They're armed. 2, I think they shot a couple times into the door. And 3, they're trying to literally.
No, they don't actually shoot. He's just kicking it and like.
No. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. What you don't understand, Brian, is I've watched it and you've not.
I've watched it.
The cops said they shot from out here because there's shell casings out here.
They said they see shell casings.
Yeah, so you can say
she shells.
You can say no, but you know what you can say. You can say you're sorry.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that those came from there. I'll rewatch the video, and if I'm wrong and you faced me, I'll
apologize.
I'll apologize.
Lindsey Funk 50 on the Venmo.
If he shot literally while he was running down the stairs.
Yeah, I thought it was all from the people inside the apartment.
Lindsey Funk.
Thank you for the 50. So watch this. Get you a ring, because it could end up being your best lawyer ever. I mean, Brian can only argue so much, but when you say play the tape, just play my ring tape, and it lays. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing the cops can do at this point. They're like, hey, this is as proof as we need, right? Here we go. First of all, I'm not letting that guy in my house for nothing.
No way.
It's just there to check your AC vent.
Right.
Filters.
Oh, yes, they came to check your air filters. I'm not sure. This is 38277.
Apartment. No one came to air filters.
Can you repeat that?
No one came to check the air apartment.
No. Yeah, we're checking the air filters.
Oh, nobody's home right now. You'll have to wait till another day.
Oh, much appreciated. 872.
And he even tries to act like he has like some little pencil and pad.
Yeah.
And he's being like, as you can see, he's got a gun in his right hand.
Yeah.
And he's trying to kick this door in.
So maybe he shot before he started kicking.
Maybe. Now, at this point, I think, Brian, it's pretty safe to say that they're trying to break in.
Oh, right? You're allowed to do the castle doctrine, man. You can defend it.
I mean, and if you didn't have this ring video, it would literally be verbal testimony. They'd have to see the door jam and see, right? Like they would have to be, the door jam did get broken. I guess they were trying to kick in. But bitch, if you got a ring, play the tape. Now this guy even sometimes if you backward kick, you can get donkey kick. You can get a little bit more strength in it. That changes somebody's mindset real fast, doesn't it?
He almost got him.
Oh, he almost got it.
He almost got him.
I mean, look how close. Hold on. From the first shot, boom. Now,
it's the last shot where he bends over and he almost takes it in the tuchus.
Now,
very strange that they didn't do a ground floor deal. Because when you're trying to escape,
that's
you
what I'm
probably
saying. This was targeted. This was clearly targeted. They were there for a specific reason.
That they probably knew what they had in there. Number one, and number two, these guys probably lived in the apartment complex. Because I've gotten robbed, kind of like this. Unfortunately, we didn't have a ring camera, but they know your schedule. And they know typically what cars you drive. So I wonder if their cars weren't there that day or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they definitely.
Because the guy that stole from us twice in 2 weeks.
What?
I told you about this. I got robbed twice.
What'd they get?
What is robbed versus burglary? I wasn't home both times.
That's burglary.
Okay, I was burglarized twice in 2 weeks.
What did they get?
Well, the first time they came in, and it was a horrible location. We were on the corner on the ground floor, and it was some real cheap. This is when I was living with one of the Chinese refugees.
Right.
And the first time they took a bunch of her stuff because she had a bunch of computers, and they took her Chinese ID and passport. It was terrible. And then the second time they came in, they stole a bunch of my stuff, and the back window was broken, the door was broken, and it was a mess. But what they stole, which was terrible, was they stole my passport, and I was going out of the country in less than 3 weeks. So in order for me to go on that trip, I had to get my passport expedited, which was the main mess. So I had to go to Miami.
And that's expensive, too.
I mean, it was a few $100s, but
the only place you can do it is in Miami.
You have to go to Miami if you need it within a month, and I needed it in. And you got to be
weeks. And they suggest that you get there at 7 a.m, so you're first in line.
Yeah, and then
it takes 6 hours to do.
Right, so I left at 3 a.m. It was a nightmare, and then on top of that, they're like, okay, just bring 2 forms. It's column A, B, C of identification proving that you are who you say you are. Right. And I only had one. They said, well, just bring your passport. I'm like, that was stolen. So then they said, yeah, well, just bring your birth certificate. I'm like, well, my birth certificate doesn't prove that I'm an American citizen because I was born in Israel. So it was this whole mess where my dad had to send my passport from when I was 8 years old. He had to find it, send it, from California to Florida. Correct.
To try to show that that's you because your new one's been stolen, the one you're trying to replace.
Oh my God, it was such a mess. And then the morning I was supposed to go, what happened was it got delayed in the mail. And I wasn't living in my apartment, obviously, because I was scared. So I had it sent to my boyfriend's apartment complex. And it got there. And before he could go and grab it from the front desk lady, they closed the office. So it was locked in there all night. I couldn't get it. And in order to make it to the meeting or the appointment I had in the morning, I wouldn't have made it on time because we had to wait till 8 a.m. for the office to open. So I had to delay it. Anyways, I got the passport 2 days before I went to South Africa. just came in like the nick of time.
But like, do these apartment
It was
complexes
horrible.
not have the hallways cameraed up and stuff?
Correct. They did not. And the first time we were robbed or burglarized, I made a comment about that. And then when it happened the second time, that's when I fully unleashed. So I started going there like every other day, and people would be, talking to potential tenants and people
And you'd be
to
like,
rent.
"Don't stay here!"
Correct.
Would you have one of your Anna outbursts?
No, I would just be like, I need help. I need help. I always start real nice because usually if you want people to cooperate with you, you thank them. Oftentimes the person you're talking to isn't the person in charge, so I keep that in mind. But then when no one was making moves, I was like, okay. So I started going in there. I'd see people talking because they also work on commission, right? So I started talking to people. I see future tenants coming in, and I go, "Hey, I wouldn't live here if I were you. I've been, robbed twice, whatever. They haven't done anything." And then they heard me talking to people and messing with the money. So then they're like, hey, come back here. What do you want? And they took me in a back room. I'm like, I want you to end my lease. I don't want you to charge me to break my lease. And I'm not going to continue living here because it's not safe. You haven't done anything additionally to protect us. No bars on the windows, no cameras, no security, no nothing. And I'm get on air and I'm going to talk smack, and it's not going to be slander or libel because it's true.
And it happened to me, and not once but twice.
And I'm going to come here every single day and stand in the front and tell people not to live here because it's not safe. I don't feel safe. This isn't because I don't like the color of the walls or the color of the bathroom floors.
The guy up top's a little too loud.
Right. I'm like,
none of that.
I don't feel safe. So she said, okay, we'll get you what you want. So
We'll
they
let you
called
out.
me. They said, be out by the end of the month. You don't have to pay any additional fees to break the lease, and we're not going to charge you for the rest of the duration of
you
your
get out.
lease. And I said, I want that in writing because I'm my father's daughter, and he always told me have everything in writing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they emailed me from like an official email saying that, your lease is terminated this
Right.
date, be out by this. You don't have to pay an extra
How
dollar.
about the Chinese refugees?
I took her with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she had to talk to like the police and the detectives, and she couldn't speak English. So I had to deal with like all these police and the detectives.
I don't speak English.
They're like, "What's your roommate's name?" And I was like, "I don't know." They're like, "How do you not know your roommate's name?" I'm like, "She goes by Joey." Okay, I don't know her name.
Name's Joey.
Describe the intruder. He looked like a man.
He a man.
Oh no, it would have gotten like real racist.
Here we go. Hold on. Here we go.
Dallas Police.
Listen.
Mr. Rodriguez, Ethan.
This is where Brian's going to be saying he's sorry real fast, Lummy, don't you think?
Yes.
Dallas Police. Hey, they shot back their shell casings out here.
You hear what I said?
They're shot back their shell casings out here.
Hold on.
Back their shell casings out here.
All right, that's the point for you to step up.
Yeah, but I don't know that
What is
they
that?
shot back. I think they shot first.
Police. Hey, they shot back their shell casings out here.
Well, the cop said, I'm just saying.
They shot
Yeah,
back.
but when did you see video of them shooting?
You don't know
Whatever.
if when he
I'm
bent
done.
down,
I'm
he
done
shot
arguing
behind
with
the
you.
back.
I know.
God forbid that
You can't see his gun the whole
Yeah,
time.
I'm not even going to argue with it. I'm so over him.
Yeah, open the door slowly, man.
Even when he's wrong, he just can't step up and say,
I
you know
do
what?
admit that the officer said they found shell casings out there.
And like we said, said they had fired their gun, is what me and Lummy had said.
But I thought, and again, I thought you meant in the video you could see them fire the gun.
No,
I
we
didn't
said
know.
no, we said the officer said.
But when I initially said it, it was not that. But
You're giving me a
whatever,
headache.
that's fine.
Make sure I see your hands. Hey, we're all in here. We're all in your hands. All right, come on out, man. Are you the only one inside?
No, my brother.
All right, I want all of you guys to come out. Just step over here for me.
Come on, Dustin.
All right, man.
Can I get my phone? Can I show you a video?
Yeah, we'll get
We on the
you guys hear this? You guys,
Can I go
go inside and grab all this stuff? Okay.
Yeah, I do. I gotta do. I'm fast hard to fuck right now.
Is that a baby crib thing?
Looks like it.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's a baby crib. Which even gives you more reason
Yeah,
to be
protect
like,
your home.
yeah, I mean, you're protecting.
I got a baby.
I mean, you're protecting a baby too.
Glad to
And
see
they're
the-
just playing Call of Duty, just getting high, and next thing you know. I mean, and here's the thing. I mean, you people like Brian who don't want us to have guns. Thank God this guy. Thank God this.
Never said
Thank
that.
God
Yeah.
this guy. Thank God these two
Yeah,
dudes
yeah.
had guns.
Yeah.
Never.
What if they? Okay, well, the bad guys had a gun, right, Lummy?
Yes.
Okay. What if the good guy didn't have a gun?
He was in trouble.
He was going to get killed. Maybe a baby too. But when you blow, 14 rounds through the door at the bad guy goes away.
Yeah, Brian.
I would have got my AR-15 out and unloaded, the whole magazine. 40. They would.
Why do you think he said he wasn't home when the?
Because I think he had to recognize
he
him.
recognized the dude, and he knew it was going to be an issue. I mean,
Because I thought that. I guess you don't know if they're going to come in or not.
But when you're in those circles, you know who's looking for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's more to this story than just
this was not a random burglary.
No way.
This was these people had beef, whether it be drugs or.
So do you think it would have been the same outcome if they said I'm home? Like, what do you think? Because I thought the whole purpose was that they weren't home, and that's why they entered.
No. I think they were going in regardless. I mean, if they were home,
I see.
I think that they were hoping the guy answered the door and they shot him there.
Of course.
Or overtook him.
Yeah.
That's
catch
what I'm
him by
thinking.
surprise.
They were hoping the guy opens the door up and then they get us to ass whipping and have to go to guns if they need to.
Yeah.
I think that's where this was headed. When I come back, Lummy, there's this tropical system in the Gulf that everybody. You know what this is? This is weather porn again. This is weather scare. This is right now the news media locally has nothing to cover. The Lightning aren't playing. The Bucks are still in preseason. The Rays are okay, but nothing really to. I guess the Wander Franco deal is pretty much a big deal.
But they're kind of quiet on it.
I'm not going to get into that. I'll wait for the after show. Specifically to get into that, but
it does have to do with pedophilia, and that's one of the topics Anna likes to talk about.
That is true.
It's true.
So she's kind of torn on that one.
Right.
Yeah, I might stay for some Wanda talk.
You need at 10 o'clock. You need to exit politely, please.
So you want me to leave?
Yes, I do want you to leave, so that you can get some rest. And not be uncomfortable.
I got rest last night.
Bitch, so that you're not uncomfortable during our sports segment. I see you over there fidgeting around. You're checking your Instagram.
Well, if you're going to talk about athletes who are murderers or drowning dogs or something, I could contribute to that.
Anna,
sorry.
You're gone. You're Gonesville.
Don't say that.
Just take it as a little vacay, honey. I'm trying to do.
In fact, I may not even need you tomorrow.
Experience the myth behind the madness.
I just live in a world of urine and pancakes,
More the Bubba the Love Sponge show after these words.
I'll take a week off the week after next, okay? When everyone's off.
Is he taking the whole week?
Yeah. Wow. He's going to Indiana to see all of them.
Oh yeah, you got to watch the Warsaw High School run their power eye offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's Concord, right, man?
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I'm
talk with you again. Fuck you, bitch.
We don't need her on the after
Fuck
show.
you. You're talking about sports. I know
We're so happy when she fucking goes.
Did you know he wrote that song in a closet?
Oh really?
Did he come out of the
That's why I
closet?
did the Hello Darkness, my old friend.
Yep. Look it up. See if I'm right. Because if I am, I just fucking got another one.
Well, I got you yesterday with Born in the USA.
You did. Look that one up. So you can throw me an attaboy. I need those sometimes from you.
When he was 21 years old, as Simon explained, the song was written in his bathroom, where he turned off the lights to better concentrate. Ooh, so close.
It's so far.
Well, actually, a bathroom is also called a water closet. So, in Europe, technically speaking, it was a closet.
Good job. Good call.
That's the way I would argue it. If I was the babyface, that smarmy little toothy bastard. Chime in and argue. You were wrong.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Need for you again.
Sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains. Silence.
The whole album is great.
Yeah, no, Simon and Garfunkel was special.
Not The Bachelor. What is it called? The Graduate.
Graduate, yeah.
Yeah.
I meant the Simon.
Oh, Mrs. Robin. Well, it was all that soundtrack.
Hey, Mrs.
Robin.
Well, no, Simon and Garfunkel had their own album that had that song on it. We've got a groovy thing going.
Oh, I thought it was part of the soundtrack.
No.
I mean, it may be a part of the soundtrack
Oh,
for
I
Graduate, but back in the 70s, they didn't do that. They didn't have like movie soundtracks where songs were made for the soundtrack. I guess they did like, with Star Wars scores and things like that, but
I never watched one Star Wars movie.
Me neither, baby.
you guys should get together and watch them.
No fucking way.
It's his album. But
Wednesday
Me
morning,
and Anya
3 a.m.
are never gonna get together.
Why not? Why do you hate me?
Uh,
Wait, hold on a second, motherfucker. The Graduate, album by Simon and Garfunkel, and then it lists that song. This Graduate is a 1968 album of songs and music from the soundtrack of Michael Nichols' The Graduate.
Yeah, it was on there, but that's not where it appeared on side 1 of Wednesday Morning 3 a.m. in 1964. It was Simon and Garfunkel's debut album. So
They pulled that song and put it on.
And again, Bubba, even when people are faced with insurmountable evidence and proof that they are not right, they still
It wasn't about
claim.
proof. I believe you. I'm just saying I went
teasing,
online and I
teasing.
saw it, so I'm asking you about it. I'm not
teasing
claiming that I'm right.
You guys give me a headache.
He gives me a headache too.
We should both be permanently kicked off the show.
Fuck you. You have a real job and I don't. Wednesday morning 3 a.m.
You don't consider this a real job? Oof. Big oof.
Ooh, that is
Talking about?
kind
It's not a real job.
This is a real job.
I don't want to ever have a real job.
No,
Do you
but
understand
this
what I'm
is-
saying?
this
Like,
is-
I don't want to
You
look
should
at...
take this seriously like it's a real
Shut
job.
the fuck up, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
He's trying to get you in trouble.
I know what you're saying,
You
and
know what
that's
I'm
the
saying?
problem.
Fuck you, bitch!
This isn't a real job, and I never want to have a real job.
I never want to have... I never
This
want to
is
have
not
like
a
corporate
traditional
job.
job. This is a non-traditional job.
Well, that's what I meant by real, and you should know that, you dumbass. Bubba, you're being mean.
It's easy. It's easy to get Anna spun out though, and then she kind of goes off the rails.
Well, that's
See
the
what I
my
did
show
there?
on Friday. Great segue. Because I just want to hear the sound.
If anybody wants to hear the very last episode of Off the Rails with Anna, you better tune in tomorrow.
Fuck you! I hate you! Ah. Darkness, my old friend. Are you going to sorrow fair?
Parsley, sage, rosemary,
and thyme.
According to Joe the Supermarket.
Can I be? Oh, I guess I have to be Simon.
According to Joe, your show is not called Off the Rails.
I know it's called On a Humble Shoulder, whatever it was.
That's her biggest fan, by the way.
Yeah, he said get it right. Right.
Who?
Joe the Supermarket.
Yeah, he's
obsessed with me.
Yeah, he whacks it.
Well, a lot of people are
He jacks
obsessed with
his
me.
dick.
Most of the people obsessed with me fucking hate me.
But I mean, he's obsessed with you on the other end of the spectrum.
Why are you clearing your throat?
Because I had some flummy flum.
He's obsessed with you.
We are the only show that can talk about nothing.
The use of all Bubba-isms is prohibited without the express written consent of Bubba the Love Sponge.
This is not staged. It's not nothing. It's very scientific.
It's not in a killing mood.
Right.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, don't forget some new merchandise up. I think the beanies are up. I think the belt buckles are up. I think the tactical bags are up. I think she sold out of the black ice car air fresheners, but she ordered a couple hundred more. So we got just all kinds of stuff coming. Tomorrow, 9:30, Tony Mandridge, former Packer and Indianapolis Colt. Did you know, Brian, he made the Pro Bowl 1 year as a Colt? Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Pro Bowler Tony Mandris.
I think so. I think he might have.
If he did, he was
an alternate.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tony's my guest, is my co-host on Past Packers podcast. We're gonna have, I don't know what day. We're gonna probably drop it on maybe Thursdays.
Oh, okay, nice.
That's when we're gonna drop.
Perfect. Right for the weekend.
So we'll have Tony on tomorrow. And then we'll be on all next week. This is this week, and then we got all next week, and then we take a week's vacation. Lummy, how you doing on the best ofs? No mess ups this time, because the last time you did the best ofs, you really messed up.
Well, not the last time.
Cost us dearly.
Not the last time. That was a while ago. But yeah, I got my team with.
But what'd you
Macho.
say? Did you say the last time? I mean, the last big mess up on the best ofs really cost us dearly.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I got since that time. The last couple times we've done best ofs, I've had Macho and Rhett helping me out.
All right, great. And you got a week's worth for everybody? And will you have that now? Will you have that to all the affiliates by when?
Most likely, they'll obviously have that Friday coming up, probably this week, and then I'll have everything else.
Well, this week only has one more day. You know that.
I'm sorry. The week that we take off that Friday, I'll have it to them probably at the beginning of the week. I already have one done. I could send it to them.
Okay.
I like to schedule certain segments on certain days.
I don't know what you just said, but I'm taking your word for it. Okay,
the best, I just like doing it certain days.
Okay, buddy, no problem.
Yeah, sorry.
APA. Here's Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baradelli.
All right, everybody. So, things have really heated up in the tropics, and now we're talking about the possibility that something could develop in the Western Caribbean.
But Brian, this will probably be while I'm gone, right?
No, it'll be this week coming up.
It'll be.
Yeah, I think like Tuesday.
So
Wednesday.
it'll be, today's Thursday, so then we're talking about like maybe early to mid next week.
Yeah, you guys may have to take 2 full weeks off. This
Moving our general
devastating
direction by
storm.
about next Tuesday or so. There's a lot of
now is is this just a forecast of where it's
It's
headed?
a forecast.
There's a 30% development,
but it's not even likely to develop. They are just
Yeah.
trying
Remember last
to do
year
their
with
weather
Hurricane
porn.
They're what?
They're just trying to build up.
They're
their
just
weather
trying. They
porn.
are. They literally are. They spent 15 minutes on their online show. This isn't even on Channel 8. This is like Channel 8 online, where you have long segments to fill, right?
Yep.
And this guy could just go 15 minutes on about what could potentially happen. And what you do is you just make it as bad as you can. I think you said it earlier. Being a weatherman is like, you could be like, 10%
of the time.
15% of the time, and they don't care.
Well, Bubba,
Ian,
see how
we
they
knew
change the
about
colors
8.
too? See how they make it so red now?
Yeah.
days ahead of time that it was going to be a major problem, that it was going to be very strong, and it was going to end up in the eastern Gulf of Mexico.
Now, Brian, Babyface did say if you live locally, man, you might want to maybe just make sure your gas, your maybe this weekend.
No, don't do it. Try and fill up, today or tomorrow. Don't wait until the weekend when this thing really forms, because that's when the idiots will be out taking all the gas.
That's when the panic sets in.
Yeah.
So like today and tomorrow, go fill up your stuff. Maybe check your generator, right? Stuff like that. Get some water. Fill your bathtub up. Something.
No, don't fill your bathtub
No,
up.
you don't have to actually do that.
This is literally
just to get gas that you won't be able to get on Tuesday. Don't wait until Monday to get gas.
Oh, all right.
Because the idiots will have taken it all.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, Bubba and everybody.
Hey.
I just have a question about the Bubba Army app.
All right.
I have a S23 Ultra, and the app is telling me that it's too old for my phone. Do you have any updates or anything that's going to happen?
Lummy, Macho Man.
Yeah, once we get everything done, the app will be updated.
Bubba Army Radio is in construction mode right now. We're reskinning and redoing it. So I would go to the TuneIn. I would go to the TuneIn app and just search.
That's what I have now.
Yeah,
and
well, that's.
I listen about 2 minutes, 3 minutes worth of commercials every time.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to probably sit through a few commercials. That's what TuneIn does. And in probably 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have all of our BAR completely redone, including the app. So it's going to you're in a 2-week construction zone right now, okay, buddy?
All right, I'll appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks. Hello.
Hey, Bub, it's Dave from West Palm.
Hi, Dave from West Palm. Hopefully come up with some good stuff today. I think yesterday was a little lackluster. What's going on, buddy?
Well, Babyface is an idiot. First of all, he talks about
We're listening.
filling up filling up the bathtub with water instead of going to the store and getting some water. Come on, the time it takes for you to clean up the bathroom and all that, clean up the tub, disinfect it, all that. You can just go to the store and buy a couple cases of water.
So that makes me an idiot because sometimes you can't get the water, dummy.
So I'm thinking, Brian.
Wow.
Now, hold
Dave,
on,
I didn't think you could do worse than yesterday, but there you go, surprising us all, you moron.
Dave, I'm thinking that Brian gets the bottled water, but as a backup to the bottled water Willie, he also fills the bathtub up.
If you're
It's kind of what I'm
worried about
thinking.
it.
If I'm thinking about it, right?
What a moron.
Well, if it gets really bad, if there's actually a hurricane.
Yeah, if there's like a real hurricane, I won't do it for this joke of a storm coming through.
We don't even think this is coming.
No, it's gonna. We're gonna rain.
No, the weather's coming. It's just not going to be a significant storm.
It literally will be nothing.
It'll be like this afternoon thunder shower.
Thank you, Dave from Philly. We're going to get through
Here
this.
we are, just about 5 days.
Dave from West Palm. Thank you.
Before there could be some.
Brian, don't besmirch the great.
Oh, I will.
Dave from West
He's going to
Palm.
call in and besmirch me. I'll besmirch him right
tropical
back.
storm in the eastern Gulf, and there's less uncertainty. So every single situation, there's more uncertainty.
Man, they just want to just scare the hell out of grandma that's in the retirement community right now. Do they not? They're just trying to scare
she's
you.
rubbing her
So every
sniz to
single
this.
situation is different.
What's that?
She's rubbing her sniz to this.
And
She's
who?
just looking for grandma.
Grandma.
She's looking for any
Particular
sort of
case,
excitement
we
in her
have
life.
A system that's going to be.
Oh, I'm telling you right now.
Oh God,
so
please let this take me out. For the love of God, I hate living here.
Or she wants to go live with or go
emerging
back to
from
the
the
kids.
Pacific Ocean, moving.
my mom, I'm going to see my mom on Saturday, so I will make sure she has a generator. I'm going to make sure that
her nails are dead.
I'll do her nails. I'll make sure her generator starts, and she's got gas in her car.
Why wouldn't she just go stay with Tara if you're worried?
I don't know.
Across the Yucatan, so across land, then it's going to try to get its act together in the Western Caribbean. At the same time, it's going to be battling a lot of wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico. So it's unclear as to whether it's going to win its battle with the wind shear and become a bona fide tropical system, or if we're just going to get the tropical moisture. We really need the tropical moisture.
We're talking about tropical
So now,
moisture right now.
Now hold on. If just to show you how
God.
full of crap these weather people are, he said we're going to probably get tropical moisture, and in fact, the graphic on the screen says tropical moisture.
I didn't even know that was a thing you would report.
But if you were to look at that, just
Looks like a big storm.
I mean, Brian, if you're the average guy and you just look at that, you're like, holy crap! There's a big, huge, like high intensity red, purple monster coming to unload right by Tampa, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is look how big they made that low pressure system.
You live in the
bubble.
Tampa Bay area. You likely are somewhere between 5, 10, and 15 inches below normal for the year. We are in severe to extreme drought. All right, so I want to show you what's happening on the maps here. We'll go through the maps. I'll take 2, 3, 4 minutes or so to do so. And then I want to ask you 4 questions. And I'm monitoring our Facebook page. I have a Facebook page open right now.
Jeff.
That's typically the case. So first, let me show you what's going on.
This is what we really need to know. We need to know where. So this is where that storm is right now.
No. It's down south.
Is it Franklin?
Like right north.
No, it's
north.
Belize,
by Belize. By Belize.
Isn't that where Belize is?
Right here.
No, that's not it. That one's moving up the Atlantic.
That's a different one?
That's a different one. That's going to move up the Atlantic. Yeah.
Oh,
like
so
down in
this
there.
one here is going to go pew like that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to skirt the East Coast potentially.
Well, they're saying
Get
this.
out of here. Go
They're
hit
saying
Bermuda.
No, that's not how it's
Not
going
the
to go.
East Coast of Florida. It's going to go up north towards Bermuda and then maybe turn and go along the East Coast.
like this.
Nope. Keep just going straight, Bubba.
straight, and now it start to turn. Yeah, it'll turn around the bend area around North or South Carolina. Maybe.
Okay, boom.
Yeah.
Now they're saying this one, which looks to me like it's just going to go and grind up in here into Mexico a little bit.
No, the upper level winds are going to drag
Don't
it
worry
up
about the stuff you see in
north
the
of the
eastern
Gulf.
Atlantic. Neither one of those pose any kind of threat anytime soon. Obviously, Emily's remnants, that's moving straight north. The one behind it, we'll continue to watch that. But again, the things that we're watching more closely are Franklin, which just moved across Haiti and the Dominican Republic. That's moving towards Bermuda, could become a hurricane over the next few days.
$8 worth of damage.
Franco's hoping that those 2 girls got taken out by the hurricane.
As it approaches Bermuda. But for us, for our interest, we're concerned about that question mark that you can see. On the Pacific side.
Now, what storm are we supposed to be
The one
worried
with the
about?
question mark. It has to still go across.
That still looks like a blob.
The Riddler.
Central America. Now, there's something called the Central American Gyre.
Hold on. So we, which is right here are worried about this, and this hasn't even formed.
Crossland.
We don't even know. It could just end up being a big never really gathered itself up storm.
Yeah.
Like why?
It has very low chance of even developing into
really
a tropical
big circulation.
storm.
To me, it looks scattered. Like it's not even organized. Look,
there's a lot
it's
of
falling
wind shear.
apart. It's
And
falling
what
apart.
it's known for is uncertainty. It'll sometimes kind of spit out these disturbances. And
all right, I'm out.
Because
You
it's
lost
so
me.
big
You
and,
absolutely lost me.
Shut up, Jeff.
Let's talk about something.
You're right.
He is the weather guy, so it's like, what else is he going to talk about?
Hogan was on Joe Rogan yesterday.
Hogan on Rogan. Sorry.
And is Hogan on this big media kick now? Is it all about the CBD
Yeah,
deal?
he's pushing his weed and what else? His CBD and I think there's something else. Mushrooms. There you go.
And I was told that no, I don't know if Hogan has it in his right. I got to think that Joe Rogan probably never has to not talk about something. Like there are some guests that have like, hey, don't ask me about this. And then because they're such a huge guest that you have to kind of go along with it.
We call him through about
But I think
an hour.
Joe Rogan is such a he's the biggest entity that nobody can tell him that he has to stay away from a particular topic.
Well, I think Joe Rogan, and I don't know him obviously, but I think he's like a nice guy, and he wants guests to feel comfortable on his show. So I'm sure Hogan was like, "Hey, could you not mention the sex tape, whatever?" Because we combed through about an hour and a half of it last night, and I didn't hear anything.
No, I heard. I've had a couple people listen to the entire thing, and there was nothing.
Yeah.
Not even a smidgen.
No, the closest they got to it was when he alluded to having a quote controversial past. That was the closest that he touched it.
Well, I got to give it to Stallone. He took all the hits and all the bumps and
again, I listen to these.
Kind of boring.
I listen.
Honestly.
Oh, it's very boring. But Lummy, I hear all these Hogan interviews, and there's stories that we heard 15 years ago.
Oh yeah,
every one of them.
Yes,
he was an animal.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the great Terry Funk died.
Yeah, he did.
79
years old. I think he had ties to Ocala. I think his wrestling school or one of the Funk brothers has ties to the Ocala area. Terry Funk was legendary, and we actually Hogan have a couple shorts on our YouTube channel of Hogan talking about Terry Funk. And we've released those, but we're going to re-release kind of a Terry, R.I.P.
Really one of the first hardcore wrestlers that there were.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet him, Bubba?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yes. Very many a
tall?
time. Yeah.
Really big.
But he was kind of like a white trash badass. Like he wasn't, as jacked up as Goldberg or, or as tall and
more scrappy.
He was just like a white trash.
From Hamden, Indiana.
Junkyard dog. From Hammond, Indiana. Hammond, Indiana. That's not too far from me.
He went to West Texas State University.
Messed his collarbone up, by accident. But, it was...
What's John 3:16?
He was amazing. I remember...
I don't know. He's, his...
For God to love the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever
I forgot we have a biblical scholar.
Austin 3:16 says.
I just whooped your
He
ass.
should have had Austin 3:16 on there.
Hogan 3:16.
He should have.
Wait, did you know that by
prayers,
heart?
weed, and mushrooms.
And your best friend's wife, Hogan 3:16. Weed, lawsuits, and Heather.
So I'm going to hell.
Easy.
Oh, easy, brother.
Easy, brother.
Lummy, I wonder if, I think we were told last time to not try to get a hold of him, right?
Yes.
I'd be like, Hogan, come on, let's bury the hatchet.
That's the biggest podcast ever.
And
I heard you're on podcast tour. I got a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing podcasts in like hotel rooms. Well, with Theo Von, like with some big names. I mean, you're certainly getting booked on the biggest of names.
Yeah, Nelk and.
But
Rogan.
Don't forget where you start. I mean, like, my Lord, that's even a further slap in my face in the fact that I'm the one that gave him kind of his radio chops, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he got his radio I can distribute things through the radio through me. I mean, my show is just a constant infomercial for him.
And it's not like he's out there slinging Bibles. He's selling weed and mushrooms.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's wearing a cross, Brian.
Let's be real here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's selling weed and mushrooms.
I mean, which I'm fine with. I understand.
No, I have no problem with it either.
Medicinal and therapeutic value. I'm not questioning any of that. I'm just saying it's not like you and him doing a podcast is going to slow his sales. Like, if anything, that's going to put it over the top. Take it to the next level, next big thing.
I just don't know if he'll ever. I just don't know if he'll ever forgive me.
Oh, that was freaky. I think he forgives you. I think he just knows he can't talk to you because of what it would look like.
But then they could have like a secret conversation or meet up, But that's
I think that's risky.
That.
That's risky. Especially if Bubba. Never mind.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, that.
That's what you meant.
If Bubba would.
I wonder
tape
if
it.
I did this. This did come to my mind yesterday. I wonder because Hogan's all about not ribs, but he's all about Hogan's a lot smarter and
he's
crap.
A worker.
And
he's a worker.
He is. He's one hell of a worker. I wonder if in his will he will leave me, some money.
What the hell? What goes on in your mind at night?
No, hold on, because
as you're curling up.
I do want whatever drugs you're on at night.
Hold on, because man, he really.
As you're holding your butt pillow, going, you know what?
I think he's ignoring me all this time because the payoff's going to come for me when he's dead, and he'll write me a really long letter.
Okay, we better stop now. He's getting mad. Stop.
No, here's my reasoning: is that I did the right thing by him. And I can't really get into it.
Because you made him rich.
Yeah. I mean, here's the deal. Brian, you know this in and out. Had I shown up to court and not craftily played the position that I played, where I didn't have to go and all of my answers were going to be the fifth, I was, and I think, and take off your Brian counter program and being a dick cap and put on your real live lawyer, know a lot about this particular situation cap, and know that if I would have shown up to court there and they were trying to get me in a trick bag and I was the big got you moment for Gawker. Gawker was going to use me to win the case. In fact, Nick Ditton, after the verdict, his whole big thing when he went on Good Morning America and any show that would have him on, is that we're going to appeal because we were not allowed to even ask the star witness. The guy that taped it was not, they allowed to not come and testify. And so if I was full of myself and wanted to get on camera and wanted to tell my side of the story, but I sat there and took it, didn't I? I took it. I took it. No, but I did. I mean, seriously. I mean, Brian, I know you'll agree. I took it. I took it on the chin. I pled the fifth, which means they couldn't catch me in a trick bag, right?
Right.
Because they were trying to catch me in a trick bag. You know that.
I know the way they work.
but you know they're also their position.
Yep.
And Gawker was going to say, Mr. Clem, this, and this, and you said this, and this, and this, and this during your depots, and this, and this to the FBI. So what's and boom, they were going to try to trip me up, and my counsel said, we're not offering Mr. Clem. Mr. Clem will assert his Fifth Amendment right to every question other than his name and vital information. And the judge did not make me even have to appear. They just put on record that all of my answers would be the fifth. That won Hogan's case.
It certainly helped.
If I had not danced correctly, and I'm just telling you, right? I don't think I can get in trouble for saying this, Brian. I think the statute of limitations has far ran out. But I did a job for Hogan. And Hogan knows it. Hogan knows that I did a job for him. If I go and testify, the way Gawker was going to question me, if I answered those questions honestly, Hogan doesn't win that case. Brian, your expertise on that statement and what I just said.
I think it would have been a lot different outcome. I can't say with definitive certainty that he does not still prevail, because that was trials are crazy, and that could have changed it dramatically, but it definitely would have been more difficult.
Had I gone there and Gawker was all lathered up with all these questions for me.
The problem for Gawker was that Delorio was the worst witness in the history of bad witnesses. And he came across, I don't know that there's any amount of evidence that would have helped them overcome how awful he was on the stand.
When he recited that it would be okay to show sex with somebody, and the cutoff date that he thought that maybe it should be was 4 years old.
Yeah.
At that point they should have just gone and gathered all their stuff up and said, tell us how much we need to write you.
Yeah, because and that's why I understand what you're saying, Bubba, but you told me to put my real lawyer hat on here, and I've never in my life seen a witness come across more smug, arrogant, unlikable, maybe ever than Delorio did in that trial.
But I did a job clean in them. I didn't testify to try to better my image. I didn't testify to try to get some truths that make me look stupid out. I just said I ain't testifying. That way you can't use it against me, and that way it helps Hogan. I did a job clean in the middle. So as much as you people laugh,
well, we're laughing still about the idea.
But hold on, but when
Hogan
he's dead, and he doesn't care what people think because he's dead. And in his will, there's a secret little subsection where I get $1 million. You think that I'm completely, absolutely on the Balea mushrooms that he's slinging?
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I on the Balea mushrooms?
As not an attorney
by thinking that?
and a rational thinking person,
I'm
yes.
going to say this right now. I have a better chance of Hogan leaving me $1 million than you do, and he doesn't even know me.
That's what's so sad.
Is that you're not going to get money after he's dead?
No. Is that I, as much as I got him into the case, I won it for him. I absolutely stock, and barrel. I won it for him. Read my depositions, and then realize that I was not going to testify because had they put me on the stand, they were going to make me look stupid and put me in a trick bag and brought doubt to this whole scenario that they were fighting. And their defense would be more believable had I testified. I mean, let me Google Nick Denton, Good Morning America, day after verdict, if we can find that. And he was flipping out. Nick Denton was like, of course we're going to appeal this. The star witness, Bubba the Love Sponge, was not made to testify.
Look, I love you, Bubba, and I agree with you to an extent. I don't ever see at this point.
No, I'm not getting any money. I'm not getting any money.
I mean, it's a great thought.
I might get a free bus from American Eagle, but I ain't getting no money from Terry Bollea.
If anything, as sad as it is to say, there's more likely to be a clause that you're not allowed near his funeral than it would be the other way
Brian,
around.
you'd have to add that in.
I'm just
real.
Yeah, Brian.
Brian.
He told me to put my lawyer hat on and be realistic.
Yeah, but not go on like that unnecessarily.
I wouldn't go to his funeral unless I had made.
Unless put me in as well.
I think he should absolutely make amends with you. I don't think there's any reason for him to hold a grudge at this point, and it's probably healthier for everybody involved for that axe to be buried and that hatchet to be buried, and you guys move on with your lives and try.
But can we be friends?
I mean, I think it's possible.
Probably not publicly.
I mean, I don't think you would ever get back to where you were, but
do you really want to, Bubba?
Absolutely.
No, I don't.
He does. Deep down, he does.
No,
clearly,
I know that,
we wouldn't be talking about this.
I do not want. Listen, he's busy with his new wife, and I got. I mean, yeah. I mean, it would be.
Yeah, but he would trade them all to get back to where he was with.
No,
Terry.
I wouldn't.
He would sell Dan out in a heartbeat.
Listen.
If
I'm just trying to help him.
If Hogan said, "Look, brother, I can hang out with you, but that Dr. Dan douche has got to go," Bubba would be like, "So
Dan, Hogan would look better because of Botox."
Hogan would say, "Listen, brother, you still got to hook up with this."
Yeah, actually,
I go, yeah. Hey, Terry, you want? I'm glad we're hanging out together.
No, you're right. I forgot about that.
I'm glad we're hanging out, buddy. Yeah, I know, me too, brother. But hey, listen, You still got that hook up on the Bizzo Tiz Ox with the Yizocko? Yeah, I do. All right, brother. Tuesday noon, maybe you and I over there getting some Chizots in the for his head? Sure. Hey, can you promote Brookie.com, VH1.com? She's got a new single out right now.
Call VH1.com and vote.
You know, that seemed like a good idea at the time.
Shut up!
More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after these words.
If I was Hogan, I'd be hanging out with you again, Bubba.
Well, I sent you the link.
Huh?
If I was Hogan, I'd be
The
hanging
what?
out.
The
But I
link
don't,
to
I don't hold
Good
those
Morning
types of
America?
events.
Oh, okay.
I know I just missed it, but I was trying
Yeah,
to
but at
find
this
it.
point in his life, who gives a shiz? At this point, he's slinging mushrooms and weed.
I understand,
So
but
it's
like, why bring up stuff from the past for people to like rehash?
because
it?
they
Like,
were
it was a job.
because nothing changed the friendship that they had. I mean,
I think that.
there was no real betrayal by him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
By me?
Yeah, I don't think there was a real true betrayal.
No. Well, I mean,
Anna
That's not
disagrees.
true.
Anna thinks you betrayed him.
No, I don't.
You absolutely were just making a face.
You're making a face.
Yeah, no. Anna thinks you betrayed him.
No, I don't. Ryan, shut the fuck up.
No. You own what you fucking said. Don't be a fucking coward. Oh, yeah, you did.
A radio DJ around about
Don't be a coward.
the line. This whole sex
up.
tape
Come on.
ordeal started back in 2007. At the time,
Bitch
he was
ass.
married to a strain.
You're the bitch ass who ain't stand behind what you believes in.
You're the bitch ass that's
You
right.
poop putt motherfucker sell out.
Michael Cohen,
Bubba
fucking
the Love
baby,
Sponge
bitch.
Clem.
Rat.
Fucking right-wing conspiracy
During the
nut
trial,
job.
Hogan
Fucking
was grilled at his
libtard,
Leia.
loser, Biden,
Both of us
cocksucking
during the
motherfucker.
You fucking
Bitch.
Trump taint tickler. DeSantis.
You baby killing, motherfucking gun hating hoe bag, little wimp ass bitch that doesn't own a skag. Bitch!
You got me there. I don't know the skag.
Can't drive an RV because he's not man enough. Eating goddamn organic ice like a little hoe.
Organic ice.
I don't know.
I'll play organic ice.
And they say that even if Hogan is a celebrity,
He wrapped himself up in.
How many people know?
People say that we've wrapped ourselves in the First Amendment, but he's wrapped himself up in the public's very justifiable concerns for their personal privacy.
Nick Denton, the founder of Gawker Media, stands by his company's decision to post that video.
This has nothing to do with privacy. This is all about publicity. Sex tape has been talked about. He didn't like our story.
Isn't there a difference between talking about his sex life as a public figure and showing him actually having sex?
I don't think we were actually.
He says the tape was newsworthy, and you talk about your sex.
But in the Holocaust.
Hogan even discussed the sex tape on the Howard Stern show.
Is a tape of you. First off, I've never made a tape. And that's going to be a character. You're going to open yourself up to more.
Of the evidence that was not allowed into the
Here
trial.
it is.
And I think the jury had a right
To told the FBI that Hogan knew he was
from Bubba Sponge to hear.
There it is.
said that the jurors didn't get to hear the article.
To hear from Bubba Sponge, to hear how much Hulk Hogan knew about this whole arrangement.
Clem told the FBI that Hogan knew he was being recorded, though he later recanted and he did not testify at trial.
The person who made this tape, who arranged the whole situation, paid $5,000 in settlement to Hulk Hogan and promised to help Hulk Hogan in his case against Wilson. I think it puts a lot of things in context.
Denton says he believes Hogan's lawsuit was an attempt to suppress another recording, one of Hogan using racist language directed towards his daughter's boyfriend at the time.
He had complained.
Thrown out on appeal, in part because of the evidence that was not pure key evidence, will be thrown out on appeal, in part because of the evidence that was not allowed into the trial. You have said that the jurors will be thrown out.
You are going to live in character, and that's going to be your character. You're going to open yourself up to more examination than an ordinary person leading a quiet life.
Denton says he's confident the judgment
in character, and that's going to be your character.
528.
You're going to open yourself up to more examination.
lot skankier in here now.
Weird. That's not it here.
I didn't say dumber. And
I'm
genetically,
a skank.
I didn't say dumber and genetically inferior.
Oh my god!
I
You
mean,
think I'm
it's
a skank?
it's true. Gingers are genetically inferior.
I'm not co-signing on
Well, I wouldn't either. But...
Hey, I didn't. Oh, was it a debate tonight?
No, it was last night.
How'd it go?
I don't know. I was busy watching the Rays game.
I mean, yeah, like I didn't even fucking like that. Shows you how much I give.
I mean, the guy who's going to win wasn't there, so who gives a fuck?
Ramaswamy was acting kind of like Trump did, kind of calling out everyone and being.
Yeah, like he can't pull it off. He doesn't have the swagger, man.
Everyone was just giving their.
Vivek Ramaswamy is not going to win the Republican nomination.
Nikki Haley.
I think they're really all except DeSantis trying to position themselves for VP.
Nikki Haley was like trying to throw everyone under the bus.
Haley's probably the best of them, quite honestly.
But I'm saying.
But of all of them,
and Mike Pence was trying to get a word in, and they just kept shutting him down. The commentators, they're like, "We'll get to you. This is not T," but he said my name. Then he'll also two different people, and I didn't come back to him on it.
I had a constitutional oath to uphold, and on January 6th, in the face of the remarkable pressure, I said no. I'm going to stand.
I've got an idea. Time to man up.
I gotta poop so bad.
Man up and be brutally honest.
And you're calling me crazy?
Or I'm gonna kill you. We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Thursday, August 24. We'll do an after show today. It'll be me, Brian, Rhett, and Lummy. It'll be sports based, or Anna will literally turn Gus around.
I will, and I'll come back in and start talking about whatever you're talking about.
Now, if your mic's turned off,
she'll just cackle in that.
Not if we turn the gate off. You know we can turn the gate off. Did you know that?
I'll hop over it.
You will not. You can't.
Then you'll shoot me.
She could hop over the gate, but then you're going to go all Dallas, Texas apartment guy on her.
Don't think the merch crick isn't there on the widows. She's right there on the. She's right there on the corner.
She's in constant snipe mode.
Yeah, she's sniping from
she literally she'll Lee Harvey Oswald you from the second floor of the book depository.
If you see the merch crick, you're already dead.
Yeah.
She's like Chuck Norris.
She's in a ghillie suit outside waiting for that
ghillie
gate.
suit on the concrete.
Yeah.
On the asphalt.
So I'm telling you right now, Lummy. I mean, Brian may not agree because he doesn't agree with anything I say, but this is absolutely. I did a job clean in the middle. Just listen to how they report this. Just listen. And Brian, maybe just maybe try to be open-minded.
Yeah, for once,
instead of just being a complete dick. Because that just wears thin on me after a while. Because when I know, I see like you're my friend.
But I can't have a differing opinion.
No, you can. But
okay,
I know that you're. I know
really
that you're.
you
can but you're differing. Like there's only one way to score this, and you and I have talked about this privately. You know, I did a job clean in the middle.
I said you did a job clean in the middle. What I will not just blindly agree with is that whether or not you had testified would have made an ultimate change in the outcome.
I do.
Only because of how poorly Delorio did.
All right, here we go.
Than an ordinary person leading a quiet life.
We're gonna play this.
Denton says he's confident the judgment will be thrown out on appeal, in part because of the evidence that was not allowed into the trial.
You have said that the jurors didn't get to hear key evidence.
And I think the jury had a right to hear from Bubba Clem, to hear how much Hulk Hogan knew about this whole arrangement.
Clem told the FBI that Hogan knew he was being recorded, though he later recanted, and he did not testify at trial.
So let me just explain that.
Yeah.
And Brian will certainly be able to dance with me on how big of dicks the FBI is.
Yes.
Okay.
And how unfair and just downright corrupt they are.
They are. I find them to be underhanded in their methods.
I find them offensive. So when this tape comes out, we at this point, Steven Diaco and me and a couple others, we're starting to get really, really screwed with by some trolls, some Twitter trolls and things like that. And so and there was a dead cat that was cut in half and put in Steven's.
What?
Yeah, there was a dead cat that was cut in half and put on
about the dead pussy.
Well, I'm telling you about it. If you shut your hole up for a second.
Sorry.
Steve was getting harassed. There was dead cats put in his doorstep. And so we called the FBI. We called the FBI to say, hey, look, man, there's these troll accounts on Twitter that are just absolutely going crazy, trying to, mess with me and threatening me, threatening Steve, threatening everybody that's associated with me, because you got to understand that the people, again, I'm not going to try to get too far down this rabbit hole, Anna, but even you didn't know this, so that means the average person doesn't know. You know the Hogan tape and who did it ad nauseum, but you didn't know this twist. This all started with, so anytime we ever got any traction anywhere, the Cox trolls the well-organized trolls came out, and they would just absolutely kill us. So we called the FBI. The final straw was when there was a dead cat at Steven Diaco's personal home.
Oh.
So we call the FBI and we go to this lawyer. I'm not going to mention his name because I really don't think he did that good of a job. Although he kept me from having to appear on. But anyway. And so we call the FBI, and these two FBI agents come down here. Come to this attorney's office.
Yeah.
And it's me, Tom Bean, our attorney.
An update.
A Sun update, which I like. Makes me think of Anna.
Thank you.
I think Jay and Steve Diaco. And these two FBI agents. And these two FBI agents were like, hey, FBI agents, Jim and Fred, we got this account here, and I had all printed out. They're threatening and doxing my home address and talking about where my kid goes to school. And Steve, here's a picture of a dead cat on Steve's door. And these people are going, can you help us here? And they're like, they write all the information down, and they're telling us what we want to hear. And then they turn to me. We're getting ready. I think we're done. I think we're done. It's like 35, 40 minutes of us laying out all these troll accounts and stuff. And I think we're done. And one of the FBI guys goes to me. Now, this is literally like 3 or 4 days after this Hogan tape is dropped. After Calta has already gotten it to Gawker. It's like October. Our timing couldn't be any worse.
Okay.
And so one of the FBI guys turns to me and says, hey, how about that Hogan sex tape? And I go, oh, my God, what a absolute nightmare. He goes, yeah, God, wow, that's pretty, it seems like it's really a controversial thing. I said, it's bad. It's really bad. It's horrible for me. Cox is already threatening to fire me over it. Like I look like a real dumbass, and it didn't even go down that way. At that point on, and even for the majority of people, I'm the person. I'm public enemy number one on that deal. Most people don't know, and I'm not gonna get into that. I got, like, everybody knows what happened. But so the FBI goes, they're one of the two, and they're taking these notes, and he's like, so man, was Hogan your roommate at that time, or like what? And I go, yeah, he was staying with me on and off, for about 3 months, and he goes, well, this is what the guy says. He goes, now listen, I'm not Mirandized. I'm not, there's no stenographer in there taking, notes, or what is that called? Brian, when you're
like a court reporter?
Court reporter. There's no court reporter in there. It's a very impromptu, casual. Yeah. And we are the plaintiffs. We're the ones that are telling on these trolls.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not taking notes, or I'm not being questioned, or there's nobody recording this or not. Nobody's recording this. This is kind of crosstalk. This is kind of as we're all gathering our papers. And, yeah, this is kind of like, Brian, like that 10 minutes as you're gathering your briefcase and you're gathering your stuff and you're chit-chat and you're like, so, Jim, what do you, well, I'm just doing good. Me and my wife are going out of town this weekend. Have you been to the new Union? Man, places get gas. So they're asking me these questions. They're like, so, Hogan, he stayed with you, right? And I go, yeah, he lived with me. He goes, well, don't you think he knew about the surveillance system he had in there? I mean, you would think he would know. And this is my exact answer. I go, I think he knew about my surveillance system. I do, but I don't know necessarily that he knew, about the bedroom deal. So I don't know what he really knew. That's what I said. That's what I said. I said I think he knew about my home surveillance system, but I don't know if he knew about the bedroom deal. I don't know what he really knew. That is, well, those FBI agents went back to the FBI agency, and this is called pencil whipping, and they pencil whipped a report that I had told them that he definitely knew he was being taped, and he definitely knew that there was cameras in there, and he definitely knew everything. So I didn't know that they did that. And as these court proceedings are going on, Gawker's looking at this FBI report. Like, Brian, I'm not looking at this FBI report because I'm not involved in the case. So right. I'm not scouring through FBI reports and things like that. Well, it gets to be deposition time. And, after, sitting down with my counsel, and after figuring out how this all went down, I determined that Hogan did not know that I had surveillance in my bedroom, and so during my depositions they tried to trip me up like literally 15 times. So you say that Hogan didn't know that you had videotapes? Yeah, I'm saying he didn't know. Are you positive? Yes. Now, so you're saying like without a doubt he did? Yeah. And I keep doubling down on it, Brian, because I'm staying consistent. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying consistent. He didn't know. He didn't know. Because it was my belief that he didn't know. After I went back and looked and just analyzed everything and things like that. Plus, I'm just going to be honest with you. I knew what was best for Terry. If I didn't know...
Well, that didn't influence how you testified, though. You testified truthfully and honestly.
I did. I testified truthfully. I testified truthfully and honestly. But in the back of my mind, I also know what's best for Terry, and that happens to coincide with the truth, so yes. I double down on it.
Yes.
So, I'm like, okay, I know what's best for Terry. It's the way I'm testifying. It's the truth. And I'm not going to trip. You're not going to trip me up. They gave me 15 opportunities for me to say, well, maybe he did know. They asked me 15 different times. Are you sure he didn't know? Are you sure he didn't know? And they would ask it 15 different ways. And so, that's right. Don't chit-chat with the FBI. In fact, if the FBI ever wants to question you, say no. Lawyer, and get out your cell phone and start recording them, because that's like FBI repellent. It really is. And so it gets back to me after the depositions, Brian, and as they're getting ready for trial, it gets leaked. It didn't get leaked, but they're, the opposing counsel, it just, for whatever reason, it gets out that, hey, they're going to try to get Bubba on a Martha Stewart deal, lying to the feds. And I'm like, what? I never lied to them. I never even talked to the feds. I never had a formal talk with the feds. And they're like, yeah, you did. On October 15th, you had a meeting with Officer 1 and Officer 2 with Steve Diaco complaining about these trolls that have been harassing you. And you had a 45-minute at Mr. McGuire's office. And at that time, you testified or told the FBI agents that Hogan absolutely knew about the tapes. Now in your depositions, 15, 18, 22 different times, you swore, as you were sworn at that time, that he did not know about the tapes. So, Anna, they were going to march me in there, Gawker was, and they're going to say, Mr. Clem, yeah, is it not true that you sat down with 2 FBI agents? Yeah. Is it not true that you said that Hogan knew about the tape the entire time? And I was going to say, well, no, I didn't say that. But
their notes indicate that you did.
Their notes? Mr. Clem, did you keep any notes? No. Mr. Clem, did your lawyer keep any notes? No. Mr. Clem, is there a recording of this? No. At that point, they're going to take the FBI. I mean, they're going to take the They don't think that the FBI guys are bad guys and they'll lie. Right, Brian? I mean, they automatically, a jury is going to take, well, you're going to take a DJ that's changed his tune 2 times, or are you going to take 2 outstanding FBI agents? So, Anna, I get word that they're going to do that, and then they're going to charge me and so now I'm in a trick bag. So no matter how I testify, if I go in there and say, if I stick with my deposition testimony, then they get me for lying to an FBI agent. If I stick with I didn't lie to an FBI agent because I never even really talked to him about it.
If you change your testimony to try and save yourself at that point.
Right. So if I change my testimony to try to save myself.
Even though you didn't say what they said you said.
Right.
Which I've dealt with that.
Right.
Yeah.
This is certainly something that hits home for you. There's not a lot of people that can understand my situation. You can.
8 hours with those boys.
You know how they pencil whip.
Yep.
Who's your Brock? $30 in the Venmo.
So if you lie to the FBI, then you're lying to the FBI. But then if you change your testimony.
Well, actually, false statement to law enforcement officials is a criminal offense.
So it's a criminal offense
federally.
either way if you change your testimony.
Well,
no, if
the proof of him being false would be the testimony that he gave.
I would be in more trouble lying to the FBI than having not been honest on my depositions.
Okay.
They can only get you for contempt or something like that.
Well, it's perjury, but it's false statements to a law enforcement
to a federal
law enforcement official
is a worse.
Hold on,
crime.
is a Martha Stewart 8 months in jail?
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah, no, I got it.
So my lawyers,
prison, not jail.
Yeah, I mean prison.
Yeah.
So if I stay, Anna, if they got me on the stand, they're like, Mr. Clem, do you remember your deposition on March? Yes. Were you sworn at that point? Yes. Do you swear that everything you said was the truth, nothing but the truth? Yes. Well, is it true that you said 15 different times that Hogan did not know about being taped? Yes, that's what I said. Do you still stand by those? Yes, I do. Well, Mr. Clem, do you remember talking to FBI? Yes. They have written down in their report that you absolutely said Hogan knew about it. So, Mr. Clem, who's the liar, the FBI or you? And at that point, Anna, they get, and then if I stick with my deposition, I've lied to an FBI, I've lied to a federal agent, I'm going to prison.
Mm-hmm.
And if I stick with my FBI story, I've pretty much,
which was not your actual story,
which was not my story, which was not.
But what they said your story was.
But if I stick with what the FBI said I said, which I didn't say,
right,
then Hogan's case is gutted. It's gutted.
Right.
And again, Brian, maybe not gutted to the point of losing, but it's not nearly as strong as it was.
Yeah,
so,
it hurts it, but the fact that he knew that maybe you were personally taping it is not the same as a theft of a tape and then a publication without consent or permission from the parties involved.
We can't even get into that now, can we? That's a no-pros.
Yeah.
That's a complete no-pros.
But that's why when I take that position, Bubba, it's not to say that you didn't do him a solid. It's just to say I can't say with certainty that the outcome of the case is.
But you will agree.
Different. It wouldn't have been as big of a verdict. Most
you
likely.
would agree that I think we can at least agree on this very loose term. I did my boy a solid.
I don't even want to put it that way because, you did what you had to do under the circumstances.
And so, Anna, my attorneys told the judge, Mr. Clem will not be, we'd prefer him not to even come in here and make it a dog and pony show. We would prefer, it's going to be disruptive to the court, which my lawyers actually
does the judge or whoever have to accept that?
Yes. No. The judge can rule on it. The judge could
say no, he has to testify.
Yes. The judge was actually pretty cool. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this is the way things work.
They knew how dirty the FBI is.
They knew they didn't like these out-of-town flip-it New York, Philadelphia lawyers.
Yeah, the attorneys involved in this case were the worst.
Brian can sit here and be, I got to toe the corporate bar line. But here's the deal: things like that happen, and when you when you come down to Pinellas County, and you bring these slick Philadelphia, rude New York not real. I mean, like they
don't play by the local rules. You got to know the local
and
rules.
they don't come across to the local people that well.
Right.
And so Anna, the judge, my lawyers, put in the paperwork that everything the only information I'm giving is my name. Like they make you state your name and like maybe your address and your date of birth or something like that. Sometimes they do.
But this is a good lesson too for any lawyer out there or anybody hiring a lawyer is these guys fought over everything. And they made a big deal over everything going on in the case. And that wears a judge out.
Yes.
You only go after the stuff that really matters to your case. And in the trial,
had they not warned her out, she may have made me testify.
And in the trial I just did, we had a judge who was awesome, and he actually came up to me and my co-counsel after the trial and said what a great job we did and how great it was working with us, because we were literally just giving in to opposing counsel was really one of those uptight New York style lawyers. He's from Florida, but everything's a war. He's fighting a scorched earth policy with his case, and every little thing he wanted to fight over, everything he could try to object to, he objected to. And
he was like a little gnat.
Yes.
Rather than just to be, go in there like a bee and sting a couple times when you need to, he just was constantly.
Yep. He wasn't a bee, wasn't doing any real damage, and so we just after the first day, we just got.
Could you figure out his tactic on the first day? You're like, I'm just going to slow play this.
Well, we figured out that the judge was getting annoyed. We read the room, and so my co-counsel and I, we just said, look,
you're good at that, by the way.
We're just gonna let him have these little victories. If it's a 50-50 coin flip and it really doesn't matter, we're gonna just say, you know what, Your Honor, that's fine. You know what? We were able to work it out with him on this. We did this, we did that, and in the end, the major rulings, the stuff that we needed, went for us,
right? Because
the judge knew who was being the reasonable person in the room.
And so Anna, the judge, they had this little sidebar or this motion, and the motion was Mr. Clem is going to testify. His testimony to everything is going to assert his Fifth Amendment right. And do you really need him to come rolling in here with his big boy suit and all the media that brings and all the disruption? Or would you rather just have, read on record, Mr. Clem pleads the Fifth? It's far less, it's far less distracting. It's cleaner. It's easier. It's simple. And she allowed it.
Nice.
But their big, Anna was, well, first of all, Brian, even if I gone up there and pled the fifth, I wouldn't have given him anything, but they didn't know I was going to do that. They didn't, Nick Denton and Gawker didn't even consider that, right?
Well, yeah, I guess, but that still they still want that. Like, they still want the jury to see that. So even once they found out that was what you were intending to do, Gawker still wants that.
They want the dog and pony show.
Right.
They want the uncomfortableness. They want me in my big boy suits saying I plead the Fifth because I'm scared to answer the question. They want that. But when it's just put on the record, it's far less effective, is it not? It's not. In fact, it's not even effective. If the judge just enters into the record that Mr. Clem, who was supposed to testify today, all of his answers are his Fifth Amendment right, and it goes on record, it's not nearly as effective optically for the jurors, is it not? At all.
Right.
The person who made this tape, who arranged the whole situation, paid $5,000 in settlement to Hulk Hogan and the promise to help Hulk Hogan in his case against Gawker.
And so that's misleading. It was not a promise to help. It was a promise to cooperate with what was asked.
And be truthful.
And so that's a misstatement by him. And
Brian knows the paperwork.
I may have
things in context.
Drafted it all.
Right.
Denton says he believes Hogan's lawsuit was an attempt to suppress another recording, one of Hogan using racist language.
And then, hold on. I'm sorry, but I just have to. Even NBC Night, like even ABC News, like nobody gets into who sent these tapes to cause this much trouble.
Right.
Like, isn't that, whatever.
Directed towards his daughter's boyfriend at the time.
He had complained using pretty
brutal language about the black man that his daughter was dating.
The consequences of that tape were devastating for Hogan. The WWE fired him after it leaked and wiped him from WWE history. Hogan hopes this verdict can help propel him back into the ring, telling TMZ...
Well, he's on Joe Rogan slinging mushrooms now, so I think he's doing okay.
Yeah.
He would jump at the chance.
I'm about to hit Vince McMahon right in the nose.
Hogan has not been reinstated by the WWE.
No, he has been sent, so that was all that. Look at Rudy Giuliani. Look at Rudy G. Whatever the hell his name is. Rudy Giuliani's mugshot. Stand up, Rudy. You slump back.
He's like 85.
I know, but man,
Nosferatu.
We're gonna get into all this next. I'm sure you have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, I really don't.
What are you waiting for? Pile on the anti-Bubba bandwagon.
Whatever.
More Bubba the Love Sponge after this.
Bubba the Love Sponge next.
So many amendments to the Constitution of the United States of America, but I can only choose one. I choose the 5th. The Dave Chappelle skit.
Oh, I know. Remember that?
It's fucking hilarious.
5, 5th. Remember, he kept me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
I know.
Oh yeah.
And he would do it like 5 different ways.
I want to see it again.
6 minus 1, 5th.
I'd send it to you, Bubba, but let me change this Trillium password. I can't send it to you.
I'm sorry. You can sign up for your own.
It's so much easier to have it on.
Yeah.
Here, I'll get it. I think this is the first one. Oh, it's uncensored. Whatever. You can kind of comb through it.
I don't think he curses a lot in that part.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
That was the greatest season of television ever.
Probably.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Can we play it?
I don't know.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a recording where...
It was weird, Your Honor. You grabbed her titties. I saw you.
Before I sentence you, is there anything you'd like to say?
Okay. First of all...
All right, that's enough. You're the worst kind of scum on the face of the earth. You're an animal. A filthy, big-lipped beast. I'd like to congratulate the jury. And you will have plenty of time.
Cocaine dealer.
Is it true you were a crack cocaine dealer for 7 years? I plead the 5th.
Sir, will you tell us about the cartels you dealt with in your time as a crack cocaine dealer?
No, but I can tell you that I plead the 5th.
Exactly how much money did you earn in your time as a crack cocaine dealer?
I said there are so many amendments in the Constitution of the United States of America. I can only choose one.
He's so fucking brilliant.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, fifth. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you? A secret document that I think you need to say.
They just don't fucking write TV like that anymore.
Peers, reaching a verdict. To congratulate the jury. Peers, reaching a verdict. To achieve the mandatory minimum to lift weights. Cocaine. Oh, get out of my sight, you fuck.
Every time I see it, I've seen it 100 times. Every time I see it, it makes me laugh.
Me too. I've seen it probably.
Same thing with Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah.
That fucking skit is the greatest, funniest skit.
Why did he divorce her?
Because I couldn't be married to no lover.
How about the milk thing?
Oh, the family.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure that I'm remembering that one. Yeah. The racial draft is funny.
CM family.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's not the best one. The Little John one was pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
At the doctor.
And then
does it hurt?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it feel? Okay. Yeah. I saw Little John Nebor and I did a okay, and he gave yeah.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
You know, he's like a big fan of Donald Trump. It's funny.
That's cool. Whatever. A lot of people are.
I know.
Brian's deleting now his songs from his.
I know.
His,
no, I'm not that type of guy.
Anybody that
No.
I'm not that type of guy.
You don't watch Charles in Charge anymore, but you were a big fan.
Joni loves Chachi.
Yeah.
Guess what? Time for insults aplenty. And they're all from the heart.
Collateral damage of the truth.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
We're going to get into this Chappelle thing about when I pleaded the fifth. And there's this very famous Chappelle show that was on Comedy Central back when Comedy Central was really funny. Now, Brian, do you think Hogan knows that I did a job in the middle?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he's got to know, does he not?
He has to know, and that is the reason why I changed my position. You're going to get half of whatever his estate is.
Right. No, but I mean, I'm not going to get a nickel, and he hates me for the rest of my life. I've come to those conclusions. But that being said, deep down in his little heart, does he know that I did one clean?
Probably an enlarged heart, but
this is the funniest. This is about pleading the fifth in court. This is about, asserting your Fifth Amendment right. And Brian, what is that? And it is the Fifth Amendment by the United States Constitution, right?
Yes, it's the right against self-incrimination.
Right, and it's people do use it, but it's also and I think is it criminally or civilly implied as guilty?
In a civil context, there can be what we call a negative inference that a jury is allowed to draw from a witness's testimony when they plead the fifth.
Right. Now, criminally, no, though, right?
Criminally, they can't. Yeah, I mean, there can be no inference. No inference whatsoever. Like, you cannot infer anything by it. It can't weigh into any decision.
So the setup here is this is a Senate subcommittee hearing on narcotics, and Dave Chappelle is like this drug dealer.
Tron Carter. He's playing Tron Carter. He's a drug dealer.
Right. He's in front of the Senate subcommittee, and they're asking him a bunch of questions, and he's got these two fancy lawyers by him. It's funnier than hell. Oh, my God. It's one of my favorite Dave Chappelle. It's top 5 in my Chappelle stuff.
Sir, is it true you were a crack cocaine dealer for 7 years?
I plead the fifth.
Sir, will you tell us about the cartels you dealt with in your time as a crack cocaine dealer?
No, but I can tell you that I plead the fifth.
Exactly how much money did you earn in your time as a crack cocaine dealer?
There are so many amendments in the Constitution of the United States of America. I can only choose one. I can only choose one. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, fifth.
Brian, can you imagine if I would have went up there and did that? That's what I should have done, right?
It would have been hilarious.
Go ahead, ask me a question.
Did you...
I have a secret document that I think you need to say.
How did they all keep it straight?
I don't know, but
The
this
guy on
is
the left
funny.
smiling.
This is
He's
so
cracking a
funny.
little.
It's like Dr. Phil. He is so funny.
Hello to you all, sir. Good afternoon.
I got your sentence reduced to a month, buddy.
Man, he is just funnier than hell. And he's still.
Man,
I mean, I think he probably in the comedic world is at this time the greatest.
he's the greatest living stand-up comedian.
That's what I'm saying. At this moment, living alive, he's the greatest.
Yep,
he's the GOAT.
Yeah, I would co-sign him.
Yeah,
with that.
I mean,
he's the living GOAT. Yeah,
right now. Yeah,
his social commentary and his storytelling are just amazing. Like I could sit around and just listen to him talk all day.
I know.
Like if he had his own 3-hour podcast where he just free flowed, it would be amazing.
Oh, people do that. Like he's gone on stage for 4 hours, and everyone is just completely engaged and listening nonstop, just hanging on his every word.
And what people don't realize is he comes from a very rural part of Ohio.
No, he doesn't. He's from D.C.
No, that's where he lives.
No. Well, yeah, he's living in.
Oh yeah, no, I know he lives in Ohio.
I'm sorry. I mean, he doesn't come from, but I mean,
he's from
no.
DC.
He
lives in a very, very, very farmy part of Ohio.
Now he does. Yep. With his Filipino wife.
Yeah, and he's they see him down at the convenience store and be like, "Hey, Dave," hey, what's up?
Yellow Springs, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Elkhart Rob, $100 in the cash app.
He literally saved the town, though. I mean, he's done so much for that town and for the community there. And
so here's now. Are they all going to start? Do they all have to be in by when? Do they all have to have by Friday?
Yeah, Friday at noon, I believe.
Brian, just on the surface, aren't you over the back and forth ping ponging of politics right now? You know what? I think that this makes Trump stronger. I really do.
I don't think it does anything. That's what's even more annoying about it is it has no effect. That's the worst part about it. If it made it stronger, whatever. If it made him weaker, whatever. I think it has zero. That just shows where we are as a country. This has no effect on anyone's opinion.
And in fact, wouldn't one argue that it's making Trump stronger?
It potentially, you could say that. I mean, I think what made Trump stronger was DeSantis actually having to go out in front of public, and actually take questions and see that he's not even really a human. He's a weirdo.
Trump's supposed to be turning himself in today.
Yeah, the deadline I think is today at noon.
Now, Brian, will they all get? Now, is this federal or state?
This is state,
which makes it worse.
Well, they can't be pardoned. Even if Trump wins the presidency,
how about from the governor? How about from the governor?
Nope.
What do you mean? If it's state, doesn't the governor has the ultimate say so in state?
I don't. I think that
isn't Kemp is real big. The governor the governor of Georgia is really a big Trump guy.
Not really.
No.
Trump kind of called him out when he couldn't get those votes for him.
He didn't find the 11,000 votes that he needed.
And that's what this is all based on.
I mean, again, I don't think that that's enough to criminally indict somebody. Unless they have more than that phone call, then he should not have been indicted.
What do they officially have?
They have the election official in whatever rural part of Georgia allowed Giuliani and the lawyers in to look at the election machines without permission or authorization. They've got that lady and them. I didn't even like. I've been.
How's that Giuliani's problem?
Because it's conspiracy to interfere with an election. I have no idea. I didn't quite honestly on this one. I'm so burnt out on it. I didn't even read the indictment. I'm over all of this. It's just a complete and total waste of time.
Usually you'd be up on this.
I know.
Usually.
I'm burnt out, man.
And so here's where they're messing up. If the Republicans and the Trump supporters don't care, and the people like you who are not Trump supporters and hate him don't care, then it's not doing what they want it to do. It's irritating people. People are tired of seeing this.
Well, if Trump,
it's political ping pong. Stop.
If Trump has to spend all of his money on everybody's legal bills, which apparently he's not, what he's doing, the bone he's throwing to Giuliani, and that's where you got to be careful with these RICO-style cases, and Giuliani knows it better than anyone, and he's using it to try and pressure Trump to help him financially. Trump's doing a fundraiser for him at Bedminster, charging $100,000 a plate to attend a dinner and talk to him and Giuliani. That's
so he's
the
doing
favor.
a fundraiser that will be for his legal bill.
Because Giuliani went to him and flat out told him, I need help on this. And Trump's like, well, I'm not going to give you money, but I'll help you fundraise.
Because if he was to give him money, that's a problem, probably that's a legal issue in itself, right?
He could fund the attorneys for everybody if he wanted to.
But there's 19 or 20 of them, ain't there?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Since when does work product / client attorney-client privilege, like, isn't that supposed to be like the most sacred, secret bond that you have is attorney-client privilege, and the fact that they're bringing these attorneys in that spoke to Donald about this particular issue.
Well, it gets messy because it doesn't apply to criminal acts. So that's attorney-client privilege, and the question is, are these criminal acts? And that's the question that has to be figured out. But that's where it gets messy.
Do they have the correspondence of each one of these people that supposedly are now being? I mean, we got Sidney Powell, who is a female attorney. We got there's a whole they have until tomorrow, all 19 of them, to turn themselves in.
Well, part of the issue is like in the case of Sidney Powell, I believe Trump said quite clearly she never represented him. So who's the client here? Who's what's going on with it? It's interesting because who's the client? Is it the campaign? Is it Donald Trump personally? Who's the client? There's a lot there, and there's a lot of complicating issues. And whenever you have an attorney that's charged with a crime in conjunction with their own client, it creates these issues.
Apart from Trump, 18 other defendants have been named in the latest case, with Giuliani and Powell being two of the many also facing charges. And the ex-president's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. So, I don't know, if you knew about this or knew that he was not happy with the results, didn't believe the results, wanted to, try to find where the bad guy in the woodpile with the handling of, and I think that it's at least been somewhat documented that Georgia, or I guess in particular at Fulton County, had some kind of big flood high spot. I don't know. There was a lot of there's a lot of stuff that went on that could have probably manipulated or manipulated the outcome of the election.
There's a legal process for that, and the issue that they're facing, whether or not you think it's right or not, is that they tried to circumvent the typical standard legal process for these things, and they may have felt that they had to. They may have felt that it was truly this conspiracy within Georgia where you have a Republican in charge of the elections, you have a Republican governor, you have a Republican Congress. Somehow the Democrats are trying to steal that state from you. I mean, I suppose, but there is a process for that. And I've heard Al Gore likened in all of this, and yes, Al Gore did challenge the results of the 2000 election, but he went through the proper legal channels, and then once he failed,
well, Roger Stone went down there and was like a big distraction.
The Brooks Brothers riot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of political theater.
Roger Stone went down there and boss hogged his way right down to the bottom of the barrel, did he not?
He single-handedly won that for Bush.
He did.
Single-handedly.
And he hates the Bushes, too.
but not at the time.
Yeah, I know.
He was working for him. So, but at the end of the day, Gore conceded and, did what was
Now,
right.
is the Stormy Daniels thing? Trump has been indicted in 3 other jurisdictions for alleged incidents like mishandling of classified docs. So that's Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels. Isn't that over? I thought that was
New York.
That's New York. That's part of what's going on in New York.
And then the involvement in the first of all, I think the January 6th is a nothing burger. I think the Stormy Daniels is a nothing burger.
It's a nothing burger because it's really only a misdemeanor. He's definitely guilty of a misdemeanor in the way that he assisted Cohen in evading taxes and things like that. I mean, Cohen's a criminal too, but it's not a felony, and so it's not worth pursuing. For it's not
What's the felony?
They still have not disclosed what the additional crime is that makes this a felony. Which
instance?
In New York,
Stormy Daniels.
Yeah.
So they've not really even been able to present what makes this particular indictment a felony.
Bragg has just said, trust me, it's there. I don't have to spell it out. But you kind of do, right? In a case like this, you kind of do.
Oh, hold on. In a case this high profile, when you're talking about the former president of the United States, you gotta.
Well, eventually. He means eventually they will. But to me, that's like they're looking still for the felony, for the additional crime that makes it a felony because they didn't plead it in the charging document. To me, if that's what you're going for, it should have to be in the charging document.
So the charging document does not outline where the felony is.
No, it's
with
a
the
misdemeanor.
New York, with the Stormy Daniels high spot.
Right, it's a misdemeanor, but if it was in the furtherance of another crime, it rises up to a level of a felony. But they did not state what that was and what the basis for that was.
But they're saying they got
it. A felony. They say, they're saying, well, we've got it and we just don't have to plead it.
Isn't it 34? Is it 34 counts?
Yeah, I think so. But it's all the same. It's every time he signed a piece of paper.
I heard, that the real one that he needs to be worried about is the Mar-a-Lago one.
The Mar-a-Lago one is getting worse for him by the day.
Why?
Because
are they finding new stuff out?
The guy who supposedly was instructed by Trump and others to flood and destroy the tapes, the IT guy, he's flipped. So he's cooperating with the feds now. He had an attorney that was paid for by Trump. I don't know if Trump stopped paying for the attorney or he made a decision to fire the attorney, but he got he qualified for indigent counsel. He got indigent counsel, and then within the week he flipped.
So we're all worried about all that, but this is the stuff we really should be worried about. New Orleans priest publicly admits to sexually abusing minors. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Well, I mean, you have a news article pulled up about it.
Well, I know.
Yeah, I think he confessed in '99, and then someone went to his door, and he's like in his late 80s, and asked him about it again, and he admitted it.
He did?
Yeah, it's in the video.
Perfect. We'll do that next.
Another break.
What happens? Let's go. Really? Let's go.
Another bamboozling.
I mean, it doesn't make you crazy or anything.
Bubba the Love Sponge returns after this.
Thank you, though. I'm just trying to showcase your athletic prowess, I see. And I appreciate that. Yeah.
Do you think you could box jump that stage? Try to break the monitor.
If I missed, yeah. I don't know.
That's
it's right on the border
high,
of,
yeah. That's really high. When I didn't, my knee wasn't so jacked. I could probably get my toes up there,
Yeah.
but it would be like to nail it. Yeah, that's about 32 inches.
Yeah, it's like right on the cusp of where I feel comfortable. I would try on maybe like a one at the gym. That
that didn't have TVs in front of it.
But I wouldn't fuck around with that. I would not fuck around with that.
Admitting to overtly sexual acts with at least 3 underage boys in the 1970s. But then they did it. So Vargas and I went to Hecker's apartment to confront him with the documents. And for the first time in public, he admitted to sexually abusing children. In here, it's not
Sorry, Holyoke Joe. Good morning. I'm so sorry.
Remember these people that you described here? You have the names are redacted, but you say that there were overtly sexual acts.
Just people have been mean, so I just haven't kind of been, you know, not paying attention. Where?
Scout or Big Gulp, rather.
Yeah, you're right. What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was Indiana BRN. But again, all of the Hall of Famers look the same.
This motherfucker. Does it even tell you the time? Oh, you're supposed to know.
Actually, adults having sex with underage kids was a felony in the 1960s and 70s, just like it was in 1999 and just as it is now. But Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams says he didn't get Hecker's personnel file from the Archdiocese until this June. He petitioned the court to seal Hecker's file and if there's evidence to seal records of an adult.
DJ Sicilian Redneck, I will check it out after the show. After the show, I'll check it out.
Richard Tringham, an attorney for some of Hecker's the first time.
Straighten all the crooked busts. You're welcome, Grouper Lips. I will straighten out your bust. The Eagles may be the best in the NFL, Brian, from Philly. That offensive line stays healthy, and they're in good shape. They got some fucking weapons.
Weapons.
What? Franklin's Fury. 1 dead and electrical grid damage in the Dominican Republic. It probably caused $8 worth of damage in that country.
The electrical grid is already down pre-Fury.
That's just going to delay the Wander Franco investigation.
Right.
You know, Franco, he may have been in the majors, but he can't stay out of the minors.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Christ.
Wow.
Brian, did you make
That's a
that up?
Tukey fucking Tukey.
Yikes.
Brian heard that on the way.
That's a Tukey
Fucking
Tukey.
Mason Dixon.
He heard that on the fucking
Yeah,
Rocky
Mason
Tom
Dixon
show.
wouldn't be talking about making child rape jokes. Come on.
Dear. Booby.
Sorry, you didn't get a show then. You didn't get a show.
An action-packed morning. I don't even know if we're going to get to everything. But we're jam-packed. Fester. Froggy. Meredith. Ah! Oh, thank God you've answered. Jesus. Okay, you're having your own
Why are
one-man
you
show
doing
over
this,
there.
Bubba? Make him stop.
Jesus. God.
He's talking about his favorite show.
Stop.
Milton Fludgegow.
There's nothing sexy or glamorous about this broadcast. Just press play.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Today's after show will be without Anna Hummel because it's going to be very sports based and she just sits there bored. and she's taken it as a punishment. But I'm trying to be nice. Even when you're trying to be nice to her, she's so negatively wired that she won't take, like, I'm trying to do a solid.
No, I'm just trying to think of it from all angles. Like, do I stay? Do I go?
Well, no, you don't have an option to stay.
No, I know, but do I fight for it? Do I not fight for it?
Don't fight for it.
Because it's hard to tell.
It's going to piss me off.
All right.
Just take your lumps and get the hell out of here.
Bye.
Man, if my
go
boss...
find yourself a real job.
If my boss assured me, listen... I'm just giving you the day off because we're going to be talking about stuff that you don't like, poor little thing.
Thank you.
And I'd be like, okay, boss, I appreciate you. But you have these inner struggles that are like all in, like this. That's on you. All these little.
Oh, I know. I take full responsibility for my inner struggles.
If it doesn't work out here, you could be a greeter at Walmart and tell them all about everybody coming in about your conspiracy theories. That'd be
talking
fun.
about what he says happened to him in 1968 when he was just.
Now, I don't think.
Nips.
I don't think that there is a statute of limitation on capital sexual battery on a child.
Most likely not if it's capital. Yeah.
Right. I don't think.
That's what makes it no statute.
Right. I think that's all of time. Like if you were, if you're 85 years old and you capitally sexually molested a kid, when you were 30, 50, 60 years ago, and they were to get evidence, they could come back, literally. You're on a walker, on a respirator, they could put you in prison if they had, the evidence. I think murder, I don't think there's a statute of limitations on murder. Is there, Brian? On that murder.
A capital felony, life felony, or felony that resulted in death may be prosecuted at any time. It depends on the degree of sexual assault.
Right.
If it's felony child sexual assault,
making little boys.
None.
I think making little boys. Here's the testimony here. This priest took little boys and lined them all up shoulder to shoulder, made them drop their pants and underwear, and he manipulated and masturbated their genitalia.
Yeah, that's felony child sexual abuse.
I think you can't do that.
Yeah,
depending on the age. Yeah.
And the state.
I think they can come get you until the day you die.
13. He says Lawrence.
So he's 13. This guy said he was 13.
Hecker, a Catholic priest who ran the Archdiocese Boy Scout program, ordered him and other middle school boys to line up in the priest's dressing room at St. Joseph Church in Gretna.
And he proceeded to have us drop our pants and our underwear. And they decided to grope our genitals under the guise of giving us a hernia examination.
Hebert says he's racked by guilt for not reporting it at the time.
Because if I only would have told somebody back when I was in 8th grade, I could have maybe saved my friends from the pain and suffering they went through with Father.
Yeah, think about, this guy's probably struggling with the fact that, okay, had I said something, but back then
there's no guarantee. They would just move you to a different, what is it called, diocese or whatever.
And you also have, as an 8th grade boy.
Who's going to believe you?
You also have the certain amount of victim shaming.
Right.
They're like, hey, little Johnny, Pastor McGillicuddy would never do that. Little Johnny, stop with that.
Not just that. Yeah. Then you have this taint on you that
taint on you.
Hey, there's little Johnny. You heard what he did, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
He accused the long-standing, the greatest, the best priest ever the town ever had, of chucking off little boys.
Yeah.
Like, hey, leave that. You instantaneously get typecapped and victim shamed. So I can see. Listen, I can honest to God, I was never molested. I was never touched inappropriately. But
Except by yourself.
The
shop vac.
I should be in prison for what I've done to myself. but like what I'm saying is like I could very well. I probably all the men here. We all come in different shapes and sizes.
Sure do.
We can, but like, let me. Or Brian or anybody for that matter. If we would have been molested at 7th and 8th grade, there's a chance under certain circumstances that we may have not said anything because it was a different time and era back then, and they would sometimes reverse the heat on you. Oh, it's Brian's. He's the problem.
Yeah, I was a mouthy
Bubba's
kid,
the problem.
They would have never gone after me. They'd be like, nope, that toothy, mouthy little. I was worse than I am now.
So they would have said, "You're telling the truth or you're lying."
No, they
you wouldn't have even been touched, is what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying. They would. These guys target. These predators target specific
kind of
prey.
Yeah,
kids from broken homes.
You're too
poor kids.
They knew that Brian would talk.
Yeah.
Hey, that guy's touching my balls.
Guy's touching my balls.
He's touching my balls. He's touching my balls. He's touching my balls.
Hello.
Hey, Bubba, Las Vegas Mario, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Good, man. I haven't talked to you in a while. I know why, but man, I've missed you guys. Jeez Louise.
We've missed you as well. Is everything going better for you?
Yeah, Babyface. What up, bro?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, everything's real good. I'm just glad I talked to you. I had a question. I didn't mean to change the subject, but during, I don't know if it was the after show or the show during Anna's lighting meltdown or insubordinates. You mentioned that you weren't going to Rodney's wedding because you had heat with somebody. Is it because of the whole issue that happened with Miss Merchcrick?
Yeah, I would probably say that has a little something to do with it. I figured that.
Okay.
A lot of Ronnie's guys are represented by that. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have to get into it, but yeah.
Oh.
No, I could totally, I could read you on that. And then I had one more question. Do you know Lisa? Do you remember Lisa G from the Howard days?
Of course I do.
Yeah, and you know how she used to bake all those cookies and stuff like that?
Right.
Well, Anna, have you ever thought of? There was one show you baked Dr. Dan some brownies, some peanut butter brownies, and oh my God, he was like, these are good, and
they were
just sounding real good that day. You ever thought about of doing like maybe selling your goodies online and?
No, she's selling her goodies online, but they're going to be the shaken raisins more than they are the chocolate chips.
Yeah, I'm thinking about more shaken raisins.
She's starting about on OnlyFans right to the top.
If I was a chick, I would absolutely do foot porn. Like, there's just just taking pictures of your feet and stepping on stuff and sending it to guys. Like, why in the world would you not do that?
Like, honest to God, even your parents couldn't get mad at you about that. You're like, Mom, I'm showing my feet.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not showing my ass or my vagina or my boobies. I'm just showing my feet. I'm stepping on, glazed donuts. Don't get on a WAP. I'm stepping on glazed donuts on my feet. Like,
getting high on my own supply.
But Brian, if a girl could pull in 2 or 3 G's on OnlyFans and doing that a month, man, I'd be a foot bitch all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's just
being a foot bitch.
You're on OnlyFans,
but being a foot bitch is so defensible.
You don't even need to show your face. It's just your feet.
And you got nice feet.
I don't. Okay.
All right, buddy. Listen, you got it all sniffed out.
Man, missing out
See
on
you later.
opportunities. Merchcrick should be doing that.
No, she can't. She has bad feet.
Oh,
How
really?
do you know? What do you mean?
She almost cut her toe off when I was moving.
There may be guys that are into scar toes. There's something for everything.
We could only show Merchcrick's left foot. That one's cute. Her right one's, she went to the hospital during COVID. She went to the hospital for 3 days. And they thought they had to amputate her right toe.
Wow.
Because she was helping me move out of Odessa, Lummy, and she jumped on this ramp. I was loading up something heavy, and she went to jump on this ramp that was stuck, and it fell off the ledge and damn near cut her toe off.
Oh,
yeah, poor little thing.
She's not wearing sneakers?
Yeah, she was wearing sneakers,
but
it went
cut her toe off through
the sneakers.
The ramp got stuck. I think it was the toolbox, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the toolbox.
Yeah.
So she's a ride or die bitch. She was moving my toolbox and damn near cut her toe off.
Wouldn't even know how to do that.
I'm going to need you to take care of the heavy stuff. My back hurts.
Hello.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're on the air. One last time. Yeah. Do people let me just put do people don't pay attention?
No, not at all.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm Bubba Army from Quebec, Canada.
Oh, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good. I've been listening to you from way back from the Howard days.
And how do you listen to us? By what means?
Right now, since you've been on YouTube, I'm listening on YouTube because it's about the Rumble and all that stuff. I don't know. It never worked out that well.
Man, YouTube is good by us, my friend. YouTube's perfect for us.
Yeah. So. What I was wondering, I have 2 subscriptions to Sirius. I'm going to cancel one soon, and I'd like to
hold on, before you cancel, and not that it's ever going to really, really, really help us, but they do write it down, and I do have somebody that still works there that says they get a ton of people that do say I'm canceling because you guys don't have Bubba on or didn't continue Bubba. My mom just canceled hers because Eddie, Jeff, my stepfather, he liked to have the Major League Baseball channel.
Of course,
it's because he listened to the Cubs, so he always. And my mom has no use for Sirius XM, so when she called and when she canceled, she goes, "Because you canceled my son's show." That's what she said. But tell them that. They keep statistics of that.
Well, I'm not. It's because I have 2 subscriptions. I'm only canceling one.
Oh, well, I'm saying when you cancel that one, you should say, because you don't have Bubba the Love Sponge anymore. That can help a feller out a little bit.
Yeah, I could do that. There's no problem. But what I'd like to know is I'd like to send you, I'm canceling that, so I'm going to have a few bucks loose. I'd like to send them to you because I listen to you every day.
Well,
but PayPal and all those things, I don't have that. Could I send you a check?
Just subscribe to Bubba Army Radio.
I mean, go to BubbaArmyRadio.com and be a subscriber there. Now we have access to all of our downloads and stuff. I mean, for $10 a month.
That's another problem. I am Bubba Army I subscribed to that years ago when I first got a tablet, and I went in there, but this was years ago, and I didn't work it out. Couldn't get the show, so I tried to get back into it lately, and I tried to, I says, I'll just resubscribe, but then they tell me I'm already Bubba Army. What's my username? What's my password? I don't remember. So I sort of just jams right there. So I don't know.
I don't know. Well, listen, we're getting ready to redo that. That's all getting ready to change here in the next 60 days. So
create a new email and sign back up.
Create a new email and sign back up. Or just continue to listen to us on YouTube. And, maybe we'll talk at a different time. You can send a check down here or something. I don't know. Or just keep your money and make sure you watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Yeah, but can I send you a check?
No, you could. Yeah, sure you could. Yeah, you could. Absolutely you could, buddy. And I would be I would be so very thankful for that, my friend. I mean, that's some really organic, hardcore fan stuff that I'm quite frankly humbled by. Thank you.
Okay, but I got your address as Post Office Box 21061 Tampa.
I'll put you on hold and Lummy will get you our address, okay?
Yeah.
And then hold on. I'll put your information in there, your return address and what size of shirt and stuff, and I'll have the merch crick send you a nice little swag pack, okay?
Yeah, good. I even have a Bubba Wonka
you're throwback, buddy. You're hardcore. So make sure you include your address and your shirt size so I can get you a nice little care pack. I'm going to put you on hold. Lummy's going to give us our mailing address. Okay, man?
Okay.
Thank you, buddy. I feel like I'm a 1-800. Remember back in the day when you want to order a product over a television, you had to call. Yeah. You had to actually call and send a check in. I mean, hey, we'll take it, won't we?
You're going to walk him through how to send a check in the mail?
Sir, write it out to Bubba Radio Network. How much would you like to give? I'd like to give $200. All right, so put 200.00 and then
you have to write out $200 only line to the number.
TWO, then a little space, and then 100, and then a little line with 00, 100's there. And then sign it, sir. Please sign it. Very important. And then put in the memo, helping out Bubba.
He should actually just send gift cards.
Why?
Because you can gift somebody up to $10,000 a year without you having to declare it as taxes. Individually to you, not to the BRN.
Nah, I'll just, you know what, Brian? I'm not all about. I like to pay my taxes nowadays.
No, I get that.
I'm just starting to get on the right side of the tax code, my friend. Just some work. You know what, Brian? Actually, my payment program got approved yesterday.
Oh, good job, you man. We should have a celebratory brunch.
I think I got mine now. It's going to be it's a 3-year pretty hefty amount, but in 3 years I'll be cleared scot-free, no longer the bad guy.
Beautiful.
I mean, it got so bad, Anna, that they were threatening to come in and take the equipment.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Well, we should have a celebratory brunch on you.
Thanks. Babyface.
Talk about the pee toucher.
We didn't get to talk about the pee toucher. Maybe we'll open up the after
Friday,
show.
The last Anna Hummel show on Friday.
The last?
Yeah.
It's not the last Anna Hummel.
Everybody who's been fired has been asked not to do a Thursday after show.
Oh, shut up.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, go
it's not.
Google it.
I'm staying.
No, you're not staying. You're not staying. If I have to physically remove you from here, you are.
You have to really want this.
Let's call it 10:15, okay?
That sounds great by me. The sooner the better.
Yeah, 10:15. Me, Lummy, Brian, and Rhett. A little bit of a sports whip up. Rhett's a little mad because Brian won't do their sports show, but he'll do mine.
Oh, after watching the part of it on Wednesday, I may have to step back in. That was almost unwatchable.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Co-host and show historian, Lummox.
Co-host, Anna Hummel.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra, of Council.
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello. I'm back.